contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi, folks. I'm in a really good mood tonight. Such a good mood that I was going to say something super, super nice about Michael Ravenshadow, but he already made a snide comment before we even started, so I hope he dies. I hope he dies of explosive genital volcanic warts. I hope that they shoot in the air and the wart volcano pus comes down his mouth and he fucking chokes on it and throws up all the fucking cocks that he swallowed over the course of the year. I hope that the volcano lights him on fire and he burns and he cries and someone walks by and they don't think that it's a person dying. They think it's like a wind whistling through like a hobo's asshole because that's what it smells like. And I hope when he is about to die, the last thing he sees is me banging his wife. But for now, welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome all you little zombies. You are listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 172 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is a phantasmagorical spin kick straight through the heart of pop culture. It is navigated by the Deadites. The Deadites are the world's greatest electroshock band. We destroy monsters, we drink booze, we win championship belts,
And we're back.
and apparently we also get on more best of lists.
The Deadites are here for a change.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wow, that fucking wipe into
It's good, right?
Look at that.
Pretty cool.
Wait,
huh?
who's that guy?
damn. This shit's gotten pro since I like got stuck on hold all those months ago.
I know. I was talking to Tiny earlier, and I just realized he's been on hold for 4 months.
It's terrible.
He's got a long gray beard right now. He never really left the phone.
I'm really sorry, Tiny. I kept you on hold for so long.
Sorry,
I was
probably the wrong number.
I was gonna say something. I was gonna advertise the best of in the giveaway and the lottery stuff on the intro, but Michael Ravenshadow pissed me off for real. So.
How did I piss you off? I was fucking mean, man.
He liked that.
What?
He likes what?
No, he's like, you didn't hear him.
No,
He's
it's
like,
fine.
he's like,
Listen.
make the show happen. Oh yeah, he liked that.
Yeah, no, hey, your boyfriend's back. Hey now, your boyfriend's back. No, it's very exciting.
What? I thought you were just explaining a new death that was going to happen in one of our guests' films.
Ooh, he could make that happen.
That was a little rude.
You know what? Why don't we go ahead and introduce our guest, since we do have a special guest in studio.
Yep.
I'd let Monster Zero do it, but he might fuck it up.
No, let him.
Why would you think that I would fuck it up? He's my lover.
I actually made a
Give
new
me a
spreadsheet
chance.
on my phone to try to say the words that Monster Zero and I say a word, but we actually mean another word.
Give me a chance.
All right.
Thank you.
Go ahead, please, MZ.
All right. In the studio with us tonight is a man who has redefined the term gore film here in the United States.
Agreed.
And has also made quite a splash in other parts of the world, such as Japan and Germany.
Especially Germany.
Especially Germany. Yes, he's in trouble.
You could never go there.
And if it weren't for him, I would probably be sitting on the couch envying everybody else who are in his
Masturbating.
films.
Yeah, without any noodles.
Without noodles. and I'll be masturbating my noodle. How do you like that? If it weren't for him, I'd be sitting on the couch envying everybody else who gets to be in his films. But luckily, I happen to.
I'm not the Red Cross. This is awful.
But luckily for me, I get to do this. And so, ladies and gentlemen, everybody
Not a
out
problem
there,
at all. I got plenty of noodles over there.
that's right. I give to you the one, the only director of Fetus, Blood Pigs, Bone Sickness, Cryptic Plasm, and soon-to-be Morbid Tales, Brian Paulin.
Hello.
And by the fucking way, last week when I said bone sickness, I was right.
Yeah, I know.
See? What happens? Fuckers.
you did mean to say bone tomahawk, but you said by accident you said bone.
I heard that, and I was like, "Hey, cool! Thanks for the plug." Buy the DVD.
Yeah, don't doubt me.
Well, no, this is awesome, and
Amazing.
it's a long time coming. We've
For
been
fuck's
talking
sake.
about it for a long time,
Since
Brian.
episode
so-
1.
Probably,
Legit.
yeah.
Yeah, probably.
So it's really awesome to have you here in studio with us. Even better to have you in studio. We thought it was just going to be Skype, but this is even better. So
Yeah.
No, once you mentioned, it, I was like, "Yeah, I'll come in. I don't mind." That'd be
Hell
great.
yeah.
In the living flesh right here.
And,
man.
you know, for those of you who only know about these amazing gore films from us talking about them and hearing little sound bites of the Will Smith of low budget filmmaking, Monster Zero. These films also feature our very own saxophone / Gizmadri player, Andy Christ, in a lot of
Yeah.
cases.
That's very
Yes.
true.
He's in 3 of them, I believe.
He
Yeah.
plays a kind of shifty bookstore attendant in Fetus.
He's awesome at Fetus.
Yeah,
I love the what he did in that was just great.
He plays I believe, a police detective in Bone Sickness.
Yep.
And he has a fucking awesome gore-horrific ending.
He was supposed to be in Blood Pigs too, but our schedules didn't work out. So we said, you know what, we can't replace him. So we just wrote out the character completely, and you only hear about him.
So you guys got Monster Zero instead.
Downgrade.
Sorry about that.
Well, they
No,
both do impersonations.
Sometimes you just have to settle.
We give him a lot of shit, but you were pretty awesome in that movie.
Yeah.
Thanks.
He did good.
He was.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love watching him get the shit tore out of him in Fetus. That's for sure, too.
And he lets me torture him, so that's good.
Oh man. I'll tell you, sometimes
Well, he
filming with
tortures
this
us
guy-
on a weekly basis.
Let me
so-
tell you something.
been a long
Filming with
20
this
years,
guy
Brian.
sometimes can be torture because he puts us through a lot of shit, man. I mean, and in a good way. I mean, he likes to film a lot of his gore scenes during the wintertime when it's fucking cold out, and he has us drenched in blood. The blood's cold. The syrupy blood is cold. We're outside. It's fucking freezing out.
I got myself back though during Cryptic Plasm. If you see the behind the scenes, I'm getting tortured in that. It was like 20 degrees one night when I was stuck in the wall.
Hey,
Oh,
hey, Wolfie,
yeah.
can I just divert for a second? I have something really important and kind of very sort of mean I have to say to Tiny. Might as well get it out of the way.
Something sort of
Right?
mean.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't been here for 4 months
Yeah.
because he's been on hold, and you're going to say something mean to
He
him?
hasn't been here for 10 minutes and already going to see something.
Tiny,
Yeah.
are you listening?
Yeah. Should I not be?
No, you are. Tiny,
Tiny, turn your sound off right now.
I mean this, and I apologize for saying this ahead of time. Come back all the time, please. This is awful. This is awful. Like, my life is terrible. The show isn't any good. Like, Wolfie's too busy, and I'm left. It's honestly like you left and opened the door of the monkey cage, and now everyone in Brian Cox's monkey prison is just running amok. It's just bad. Please come back all the time.
I don't. You guys have had some pretty good standing guests, though. It seems
Yeah.
to be working out pretty well.
Yeah, but-
Stephanie's been on, and
Yeah, she don't like me anymore. She's mad at me today. I don't know why. Again, probably because of fucking Green Inferno. Still, she didn't talk to me for a week after that show.
nice.
Joe DeCanio's mad at me because it's something about those kids at Green Inferno. It's outrageous, but yeah, please come. It's bad. Best of lists are still talking about you, and you have been around. It's like they're in denial.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
We did. This is new as of this week. We didn't. I think it happened last Thursday or Friday. We did end up on another best of list, which is fucking insane to me that this keeps happening. But we were on Blumhouse.com, the 10 horror podcasts you should be listening to right now. There's a bunch of other really great shows, including Found Footage Files, The Hysteria Continues, Killer POV, the No Sleep Podcast, Pseudopod, Scream Queens, Terror Transmission.
Scream Queens is great.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I'd love to get that guy on, but I think that me and him is one too many queens for the show.
We're Alive, A Story of Survival, Welcome to Night Vale. So we're in pretty good company right there with, and it's funny, we Pseudopod and Killer POV were on the Entertainment Weekly list along with us. So
Deservedly so. I love Killer POV. It's one of the first ones that I listen to every single week.
they make, when I listen to them, I feel like our show sucks because they're way smarter than we are when it comes
That's
to
ridiculous.
horror.
And they're dismissive about it too. They'll be 100% right, and they'll still like make fun of each other. Where
Yeah.
see, we just make fun of each other because we're dumb.
I mean, I love the look on the girl's face on the page. It looks like she's.
What are you
listening to
talking about?
If you shut up for a second, I'll tell you.
There's not.
It looks like
can't
she's
see.
listening to one of Raven Shadow's reviews. She's like, I can't believe I'm listening to this shit.
He liked Bad Milo. He put Bad Milo on his fucking top 13.
Tiny, I'm telling you. Tiny, I'm telling you.
Tiny, off the cuff.
For the love of
Don't worry
God,
about
one
That either that or Dale Tucker must
just
die.
Yeah.
I will. I will
Fucking
enjoy
kidding
that.
me.
I will give you one. I will give you one. Yeah, you almost me versus the internet almost broke out this week.
Yeah.
People enjoying it.
Why don't you recognize, like Sir Isaac said, the comedic gift I am?
Yeah, it's like your comedic Cole.
Cole Hauser.
Browser.
Tiny, guess what his top 13 list was on?
Don't worry about Tiny. Don't tell Tiny. How you doing, Tiny?
What it was actually physically written on?
Yeah,
I can't even begin to guess at what that might be.
a pink Post-it note.
Crumpled up.
Yeah.
What kind of magenta, Tiny?
That's impressive.
And all of his films were from movies we reviewed last year.
Was it last year's Post-it note?
Probably.
The forever Post-it notes.
Exactly.
Bad
Yeah.
Milo.
Bad Milo was his number 8.
I love Bad Milo, but that wouldn't even crack my top 30.
I thought that was good. I liked it.
Thank you, Brian. And you're a director.
I gotta say, when I heard
Okay.
Bad Milo, I'm sorry, but Bad Milo is 10 times more entertaining than Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, right. We're with you, Brian. Yes.
I'm so torn, but I
I
think
kept
I'm
hearing
on
Cabin
side.
in the Woods. I'm like, no.
Tiny, get him.
You didn't hear it from
That's
me.
funny. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean,
Brian makes movies.
Bad Milo came out in the 2000s. That's right.
Yeah.
It was a movie. It came out in the 2000s.
It's true.
I think you gave it a treat, though, Dynamo.
Yeah, I liked it fine.
I loved
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
It was a good movie.
But like they would like think about it. We had to make a list that comprised. We didn't even get a movie a year. Like it wasn't like it was the top 15 list, so we could have at least had one for every year. Like we had to in like 2002, 2003. I maybe had one or two from all those years, but then you get to like 2012, and that shit's on. Like there was so many good movies that came out.
I completely forgot about The Mist. That
Because the mist is on.
Oh
the
shit!
mist.
Let me tell you something. When I was
Because the
driving home
mist,
last
the
week,
mist.
that fucking song came on. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And next thing I know, I find myself singing that fucking song. I'm like, you gotta. I was about ready to jump out of the car.
I love when people who don't think we're funny, like my special lady friend, will hear something like that and be like, "Well, you guys are committed."
Or at least we should be.
The joke was there, and yeah, the list, the mist,
The
Whatever
List
movie-
or The Mist?
Yeah,
What's the
whatever.
name of the movie?
the mist should have probably been on the list, but it's tough because like I made my list the first time and then peeked at Stephanie Wiley's, and she had one on there which like at one time turned into being my number one, and
Which
I
was what?
I Saw the Devil.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep.
It wasn't my number one.
The Mist was originally on my top in my list. I think it was number 5.
It worked its way to fuck off, or it ended up being.
Can you say that again without any food in your mouth?
No, because
Jesus
my Michael
Christ.
Ravenshadow hate took all my energy.
Why
right out of it.
are you mad
It's like
at me?
it's like talking to Corky from Life Goes On for Christ.
Corky from Life Goes On wouldn't talk to you.
So and he certainly wouldn't talk to me with food in his mouth.
Yeah,
although,
he
I might, although I might understand him a little
Yeah,
bit.
he'd be like, "Get out of craft services. I'm trying to enjoy my omelet."
So, Tiny, what's been going on lately?
Oh yeah, Tiny's here.
We played a show with Tiny. That was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd
Yeah.
you think? What'd you think of
That
that
was
show?
fun.
We were worried.
I thought that the ice pack that was on the power strip was not supposed to be there, but apparently it was supposed to be there. I took the I took the face cloth and the ice cubes off of the power strip, and the whole show came to a screeching halt. so that happened.
That's something, yeah.
Yep. That's about it.
but
That's
that
about
crowd,
it.
right?
Yeah, that crowd was hot. That
Yeah.
crowd was great that night. Definitely, it was a lot of fun.
Hot as in, like, sexy looking?
Both.
Or?
Ooh.
Both.
Yep.
Okay.
Fuck Cabin in the Woods. Clint Eastwood says. Wow.
All right, that's not really Clint Eastwood.
How do we know that? It could be.
Oh yeah,
You
fuck
don't know that,
Unforgiven.
Oh, he said not enough machismo. It probably is him.
Probably is, yeah.
It had fucking Thor in it.
It had the right amount of white people for Clint Eastwood to like it.
Get out of my cabin.
Monster just pulled iced tea out of his crotch, I think. Not the rapper. I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking. In Monster Zero's crotch, I'm gawking.
Hey, I got to keep it somewhere.
So we also have a bunch of people hanging out in the chat room. We have holy shit, 17 people. Is that right?
I'm so happy Tiny's here. I'm really, really happy. I've been talking about it all week.
I think
Why
everyone's
don't you
here for
blow
you,
him,
Tiny.
Christ's
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey.
Why don't I blow him? That was your response.
Yes, it was my response. I'm surprised you haven't blown him yet.
First of all,
you
you
put
show.
these two on
Wait,
69?
you're saying that he hasn't?
What?
Wait. Is he going to rape blow me? That I'm not going to allow that. I won't allow that to happen.
Just sit here.
What is that? Sounds like the Canor.
It's like George Carlin said, "Stop sucking my dick, or I'll call the police."
Oh, Ledger's in the chat room. He says
Nice.
He said I wasn't there at the Ralph show. So how hot could it have been?
Not as hot as Ledger. Ledger looking slim and trim.
Yeah,
Those
like
BlizzCon photos.
Arn Anderson.
Yep, double D.
He was like George Perez meets Arn Anderson.
Exactly. George Anderson.
George Perez via Batista.
Blue Tista. He was wearing blue.
It's true.
Bautista.
So we have Oily Maniac hanging out.
Oh shit!
Thank God.
Oily Maniac says here for the hot BJ action. We have Melissa hanging out.
Now I guess we got it.
Clint Eastwood. We got Nicholas. Is his first time ever watching a live show
Now, I don't-
in its entirety.
There has not been any Tiny Nicholas interaction, right? This is like a new,
Yeah.
Nicholas
Who knows if they'll get along?
has gone through the archives, so he knows that there's a Tiny, but
Right. He did say something about I think he called out. Yeah, he
Aries.
said, "Oh, Snoop, Tiny's back."
Yep.
Indeed. Yeah.
And he also said that you were saucy tonight, Dynamo.
It's true. It's true. I'm like a nice marinara.
Yes.
Marinade.
Oh, and Chris McGibbon's hanging out as well. He said he was in one of Brian's movies as well.
No, he's lying. Yeah, he played a zombie.
Nice.
All right, so tonight we have a lot of stuff going on. We have Tiny Wight, we have Brian Paulin here in the studio. We are also going to review the flick Bone Tomahawk, which is released by Caliber Media and directed by S. Craig Zahler, who we're going to touch on this a little bit later, but apparently is a big fan of Brian's, which is which is kind of crazy. I was talking to Brian, and he said it's funny that you guys are reviewing this because you had mentioned that he had actually mentioned you in a couple interviews, right?
Yeah, well, he's actually one of our best customers.
Yeah.
He's
That's
pretty
great.
much anything
Wow.
we've ever put up on our website, he's bought.
Wow.
And I knew he was a screenwriter, but then all of a sudden I saw his articles. I was like, oh my crap, jeez. All right.
It's just so crazy how this all came together because we didn't know that beforehand, and we had asked Brian to be on finally. And
After I
just-
said he was going to be.
exactly, you're foretelling the future there, Dynamo, and yeah, so we just made it happen, and it all came together. So it's really awesome to have Brian here. We're going to talk about Bone Tomahawk in a little bit, but the first thing I do want to jump into before we get too deep into things here is we have this fundraiser going on. So you guys are probably going to hear about this a lot in the coming weeks. I'm going to try to get through it as quick as I can because I don't want to spend too much time on it. However, what we're doing is, if you didn't hear last week, we are going to be moving the studio from my apartment, Castle Wolfenstein, and we're actually getting a studio space. So we're going to be moving at the end of the month, and then starting in December, all shows are going to emanate from the new location. Now, this is awesome. It's going to be great for us for two reasons. Number one, we can do a lot more podcasting. There's going to be additional shows. We're going to do some specials, and there's going to be a lot of other stuff involved with that. The other thing is we can also produce other podcasts, which will enable us to finally get our podcast network up and running that we've been wanting to do for a very long time. So as we mentioned last week, we're going to have the Elm Street Kids Movie Club with Dynamo and Stephanie Wiley.
X-nay on the Wiley.
It's just going to be you then? The Elm Street Kid?
Yeah, it's going to be the awesome street kid.
So we're going to have that show in our lineup, and then we're also going to have Unchained, and it's no longer Unchained with Bobby Chains. It's just Unchained, starring the Chain Gang. And if you have not checked that out, I recommend going and check them out on SoundCloud. Just do a search for Chain Gang Multimedia, and they're going to be joining the fold as well. And we're going to be producing the podcast for them. So this is going to be a really awesome thing for us and a really great opportunity. All right, I am, sure. I'm too humble. You know me, Dynamo, most of the time. And so in order to do this, it is going to be some upfront costs. We need to pay for internet. We need to pay for rent. And we also need a new computer because during this whole process, I realized that I'm actually using my home computer and I will be without a computer either at the studio or at home. So we need to figure that out. So we will need to get another computer. So in order to do all this, what we're doing is we're starting a fundraiser. We thought about doing Kickstarter, GoFundMe, all that stuff. But you know what? Like, I just thought we could put together a bunch of cool stuff and do it all on our own.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do. So right now, if you head to trickortreatradio.com, on the very front page on the right-hand side, you're going to see what looks like a raffle ticket. It says Trick or Treat Radio giveaway with a little image. You click on that, it's going to bring you right to the fundraiser page. And we already have this neat little graphic. Well, I don't know if it's that neat, but it's just descriptive, and it tells you what all the different goals are going to be. And as we hit a milestone, we're going to go ahead and reveal the next one. So
it looks neat from here. I can't really see it, but
yeah, this is cool.
It's colorful. Does it look neat, Michael Raven Shadow?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. Johnny says it looks neat. Raven Shadow says it looks neat. It's colorful.
All right.
Looks neat.
Well, hey, it's informative. That's all that matters.
How many raffle tickets are we going to have to buy to get me glasses?
Well, maybe if we hit the last goal, we can get you glasses.
Or at least have a pair for here, because I leave them, I have 2 pairs and I leave them everywhere but here.
So
it's a good idea. I should just leave it here. I really can't see anything.
The ultimate goal with all the stuff that we need is about $2,000. That's a lot of fucking money. I totally understand that. I'm not anticipating we're going to get that. However, if you take 100 listeners and each gives $20, that's $2,000, right?
Yeah, Monster Zero just bought a fucking car. Think of what he could have done.
Yeah. Raven Chow, you're not very good at math, but
No, that's. I mean, you know what I mean. What are you gonna buy?
$20 is like 2 packs of smokes, right?
Yeah.
Is that only that? I would think that's like 1 quarter pack of smokes.
But no. But what are you know, fucking. You're welcome. 3 hours of free content.
Talking to the mic.
I feel
Please,
I am
yeah,
talking
no,
to the mic.
Jesus
No,
Christ.
but I feel I'm talking to the mic right now.
Yeah, you're talking into
now.
the side of it. It
Yeah.
doesn't register when you talk
Well,
over
we're
here.
doing a live show. I'm trying to have my angle. I'm like Lemmy
Shut up. He at least knows how to fucking talk and sing into a mic.
from Motorhead.
Right.
Promoterhead, is that your new title?
Motorhead. Dun, dun, dun.
All right.
Fucking Cocoa Puff. No, fucking. You know what I mean? 170. What number? 1.
172.
Yeah.
It says
it's
it
even
right
more.
there. Right on the fucking
even
screen
more.
in
And
front of
Ledger.
you that I got for you.
Right.
Thank you, Ledger. How
Right
much
here.
You got? What do you got in your pockets?
He's already given.
Look, shut up.
So we just passed, right before going on air, we passed the $100 barrier. So we've hit the $100 milestone right now. I'm going to be completely upfront and honest with you guys about all this. I'm going to tell you right down to the dollar. We have $166 right now. So we've already revealed the first prize pack, which is from Artsploitation Films. They sent us a package of 9 films, DVDs, Blu-rays. There's some really fucking good stuff in there. We have, actually, I have it right over here. We have some of the films we've reviewed lately: Der Samurai, Horsehead, Bloody Knuckles, Children of the Night. We also have Toad Road, which is directed by the guy who did Felt, which, I haven't seen Toad Road yet, but
It wasn't directed. I thought Toad Road was directed by
thought it was
Richard
the Felt.
Stankley. No? You could be right.
yeah, I think it was the Felt guy. So anyways, we have 9 films from Artsploitation. If you extrapolate that out, that's probably a value of like at least close to $200, right? For 9 flicks. And then we also, since we passed the $100 barrier, Brian from Morbid Vision Films was kind enough to give us 2 flicks to add. So we have a copy on DVD of Blood Pigs
Oh shit.
and Cryptic Plasm.
Oh man,
Nice.
can I get those?
Both films feature the the talents of Monster Zero.
Whoa! I thought we were
Hey.
selling these.
Oh, cool. Way to go. Now they're not going to sell it all.
Well, Brian sells them.
Right.
His name's going to sell them.
Yeah. My name doesn't sell shit.
No, I bet you could if we gave you a good bag and a sign. Put you by the side of the
They're
road.
they're also signed. So Brian and
Ooh,
Monster
nice,
Zero have signed these.
True or false, Wolfie? You're looking at these. Monster Zero is the John Hancock of gore films. Like, do you see that signature? Like, how does anyone else have any room to fucking sign on that DVD?
So
Like, the only way like he could like have his name be any bigger is if it was like an anthology, and he's put it across like 13 or 14 DVDs.
Well, he said he's in it for 4 seconds, so
Yeah.
he didn't have to take up the whole cover.
Yeah, it's like
Flip
a
over on the other side if you want to read the rest of my
yeah.
autograph.
4 seconds, do you sign every woman you've been with like that?
So we have 2 flicks from Morbid Vision Films. We have 9 flicks from Artsploitation. That's 11 flicks right there. We're already up like a pretty good amount, and we have a lot of other stuff still planned.
We have a lot of other stuff like just on the floor.
Yeah, we have stuff here on the floor. We have other stuff on its way being sent to us. We have people who are on the ready to donate. We just need to hit some more milestones. So right now we're at $166. If we can get up to $250, we're going to reveal another prize. All the way, the goals are $250, $500, $750, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. And if we hit that $2,000, you are going to get a $2,000 value, if not more.
Oh,
so.
come on!
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous. Like it's
Yeah.
already like a pretty fucking lofty gift.
Yeah.
Tiny Wight will give you one of his synths.
Absolutely.
Tiny,
He's got enough to give
I don't know
away.
what, Tiny, but I feel like there's something we should do. We can and do here. Like after the show, let's have a powwow and figure out something cool.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep.
So the goal is we want to try to raise 2,000. If we can do that, that's fucking awesome. If we get to
What are you laughing
500,
at?
if we get to 500, that's cool. If we get to 1,000, that's even better. So already, like I said, we have $166 already donated. That is the ways you can enter is go to our store. Go to trickortreatradio.com/store.
Michael Raven Shadow is trying to fucking make me read things from across the room when I just stated that I couldn't fucking read the like giant color wheel thing that you had on the screen a few minutes ago.
So on the store, we have nine items for sale. We have Deadites buttons. We have download cards. We have the Big Scary Monster Hunts at Midnight EP. There's only a handful of those left. Once they're gone, they're gone. We have Deadites logo T-shirt, and we have some digital content. We have the premium content #1, and we also recently, just a few days ago, put up the Greatest Hits, Trick or Treat Radio Greatest Hits Volume 1 and 2, both digital downloads. They're MP3s. They're about an hour long. And then we also have the Trick or Treat Radio raffle ticket. Anything you purchase on our site gets you, every dollar spent gets you an entry. And what we're going to do is we're going to compile an enormous Excel spreadsheet, and then you'll be assigned a number. And then what we're going to do is on the air live, this is going to be on January 6th, we're going to draw the winner for this big contest. So everyone make sure...
Can't we just say their name?
What?
Well, I'm not much of an artist, and I know that you're not either. So like,
Shut up.
How we like if you draw it, I won't know who it is. How we know that we like kind of looks like that.
We will
person,
draw a number and then name the winner.
but you could just write the number, though, right?
Just say the number.
No,
Right.
no. So that's what's going to happen. So you have from now until December 31st at midnight, right before New Year, to purchase stuff. Obviously, if you can front load it, that's better because we're moving in a couple weeks. But we want to keep the contest going and make sure we have enough time to make this really fucking awesome. So even if you're not a fan of Trick or Treat Radio, I don't know why you're listening if you're not a fan, but for people out there, if you may know people who are interested in this sort of thing and they don't listen, definitely
you're at a
let
red
them
light.
know. No, let them know. Trickortreatradio.com. Direct them there. They can buy a raffle ticket. They can buy 10 raffle tickets. They can buy as many as they want, and they get an entry into the contest. They don't have to be a listener. Doesn't matter. We just want to know. We just want to spread the word and get the word out there because there's going to be some really cool stuff in here. So each week we'll announce more. Hopefully we can hit some of the milestones and continue to keep going with this. What do you guys think of this fundraiser?
I think it's awesome.
That's great.
What are you trying to get me to read over there, Raven Shadow?
All right, Clint Eastwood says
Hey, no. Don't read the not yet.
he's fucking telling me to.
He didn't tell you to.
No, I did. I hate to stick up for him. I feel like I did tell him.
I just want to get through this because
fucking talking
I don't
to
want
me.
this. I don't want to talk about the giveaway for like
but he's
the
just
next half
he's
hour.
pointing at things I can't read.
So we'll get to it in a second. All right?
Maybe
Jesus
somebody be
Christ.
mean to me. I'd like to know.
No, you don't want to know that.
Okay.
So please, everyone, spread the word out there. Let's get a lot of people to enter this because we have some really cool stuff coming up. So I want to reveal some of the other prizes that are going to be coming up. And you know what? We're probably going to have more prizes than we have goals. So we'll just keep throwing prizes.
Oh
into
yeah,
the
it's gonna be
mix.
crazy.
Yeah.
We have some good stuff coming from a lot of our band friends, a lot of our filmmaker friends.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking crazy, and like we haven't even heard back from all the people who were like we would like to.
Yeah.
But so we don't even know what they're gonna throw into the fucking garage.
Exactly.
The prize pile is just getting bigger and bigger.
8x10s are flowing.
Flown
There will
into
be
the
no
trash
8x10s in the prize pack.
Nobody will enter.
Nobody wants your 8x10s.
So Wolf and Mom said that my profile picture should be an 8x10.
What?
She wasn't like being flirty. She just said I looked really, really good. That should be my picture.
What picture?
My,
What do you
my
where you look
profile
like
picture.
Hobo D?
Yes. No, I look kind of good in the picture.
The one where you look like a granddad?
No, that's not me. That's a book.
Oh,
Yeah,
the,
that is not you.
That snappy whippersnap picture.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Why not? Sure.
Yeah. I could sign those once a year.
So that's we're going to talk about like every week, and we're going to post more about it on the Fib. There's going to be a lot more going on about that. But I just want to let people know about it. Go to trickortreatradio.com, click on the raffle ticket, and get all the information right there, and go ahead and buy your raffle tickets. And it's going to be fucking great. There's going to be so many fucking cool things in this. It's ridiculous. Maybe Raven Shadow will donate something.
Ooh.
Not an 8x10.
Why?
Nobody wants that.
Yes, they do.
All right, now let's get back to the chat room and let's catch up on what you're trying to point at.
I'm not gonna, because I get fucking yelled at.
Yeah, you will.
Great. Now I'll never know.
So where are we? Clint Eastwood says, Screenwriting 101, guns. Nicholas says, stirring that sauce.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Ledger says, I got my tickets. You fucking sure did, you son of a bitch. Thank you.
I don't see. I'm not an etiquette coach, but that's probably not. Like you should probably cut out the middle part and just say thank you.
No, he's a son of a bitch.
All those words are bad words.
Because he's given us a lot. That's
does.
why
Well,
he's a son of a bitch.
He also says he's listening because he hates himself.
How about Clint Eastwood? Put
As
those lips
usual.
to work, MZ. Plenty of cash.
Wow.
Nicholas says, call the Elm Street kids Dynamo versus Wiley because that will be every episode of them arguing.
Yeah, but the problem is it's not a fair fight. Let's be honest. She will kill me.
In your sleep.
No, like in a like true, but in like a conversation. It's like I'm gonna have to come up with like do the like internet equivalent of blowing green mist in her eyes because I'm not. There's no way that I'm gonna win. Like even when I know I'm right, even when I'm fucking looking at something in black and white, convinces me I'm wrong sometimes. So
Her last name just like tells you who she is. Wiley. She's Wiley.
true. That's not a real last name though. Just so you know.
Oh, it's not?
Nope.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, why'd you even say that? Now
Oh,
people are going to dig
sorry.
around.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, sorry.
that-
Next, you're going to say she doesn't actually live in Atlanta.
She
Jesus
doesn't.
Peel
Christ.
back the curtain.
Exactly. See how wily she is?
Yep.
Reservoir Doug says, forget glasses, get him a ball gag. That's for you, Dynamo.
I don't think that'll help me see any better. Unless
Nicholas-
it's like Augra's eye.
Nicholas says, Auntie Raven Shadow needs her smokes too, so Raven Shadow can't contribute.
Yes.
We got Jakey Poo from the awesome Cult of Muscles hanging
Oh
out.
man, that show was awesome last week too.
Yeah, definitely. And those guys are killing it over there. So
Though I
you-
feel like I wish CDI was here because there's some things that I like let him off the hook for. Slither, best horror comedy ever.
It was pretty good.
it's pretty good. I don't know about ever, but it's pretty good.
In
Not
a
ever.
world where Return of the
Good.
Living Dead doesn't exist,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. Return of the Living Dead is top notch.
Right.
You can't beat that.
Jakey Poo says 3 hours is free, but time is money. So technically, you owe me money. Multiply that by 172 and fuck Raven Shadow. XOXO Ravy Cakes.
Could you just could you just
you went
cut
to math
out
where
all
I
that
did.
stuff and just put in fuck Raven Shadow?
You want to.
Oh, and Derek Rook says, "Got your back, Wolfie." Whoa! So he, we mentioned it last week,
Yeah.
but I guess spoiler alert: if you guys contribute a little bit more, there's going to be some original artwork.
Nice.
And Nicholas says, I want a Raven Shadow 8x10 signed by Auntie Raven Shadow.
I'll drop it off.
Nathan Cotton Candy
Even
Coy
Coy
Vance
Vance.
Duke says, don't sell yourself short, Dynamo. You have enough sense to know that Green Inferno sucked.
I know I am right about that, but still, like I almost like put it on the other day because I was like, she really likes it. She's smart.
No.
It's bad times.
What's bad times?
Green Inferno. I'll tell you this:
There was
if you
diarrhea in a
watch Green
cage.
Inferno and then watch the movie we watched this week, you will be even more angry at Green Inferno. I think.
Okay. All right.
I'm fucking excited.
Are you? Is this exciting?
This is very exciting.
I could
Exciting.
tell. I could tell. I could smell it.
I can smell it. What the fuck?
Move your hand.
So, Tiny, how goes the studio?
It's going good. Definitely. I got some nice new stuff since the last time we talked, I think. Yeah, I got a memory Mogan here. That was a big get, and I have a Rhodes Chroma, also a big get. So, yeah, lots of great sounds happening now. I just have to
Awesome.
find the time to make it happen.
Yeah.
I told my boss this morning I was looking at a different position,
Yeah.
and his response was, "I'll fucking kill you. Don't you dare."
Nice.
So I'm not sure what to make of that
Well,
exactly.
Tiny, we have proven that I am the best babysitter of all time, so I can come babysit while you write songs, and then you can
All
come
right,
upstairs and
yep.
I write lyrics.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We could work something out.
Yeah,
definitely.
because the last time you came home, your children weren't in a road.
That's true. Although the first time you did well last time, but the first time you babysat, I came home and my son who's a year and a half younger than my daughter, his pants were on her somehow when she went to sleep, which was very weird because
thought
they were way too small.
I thought they were cool-outs,
No, very very weird.
clam diggers.
No.
Oh, man.
No, that was a fail. That was definitely a fail.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I've learned a lot since then.
You have no, you did good. They
Yeah.
lived, they survived.
They were good.
definitely.
They didn't eat any better for you later on, so I felt like these kids the white children have a tremendous amount of energy, right? But I don't see them consume any food. Like eventually they have to stop, right? Like
Yeah, weird.
Like it's fucking crazy. Like even what they eat, like the 5 raisins that like I ration out to them to try to
Yep.
have them not kill me.
5 reasons.
Yeah.
I think we have more live listeners now than on any other show ever.
That's good.
Oh,
Because they
wow.
know that the band is back together.
Everyone is excited about Tiny.
Yeah, it's Wolfenstein, Mars, Zero, Raven Shadow, Tiny Wight, and the other one. Yeah, you kind of look like Ares, Brian. Can you be surly and just say just say terse, mean, one word answers?
Say ugh.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Ares is on the greatest hits, and like he's not gonna like it because his voice cracks every time he talks. It's like he ate like Peter Brady. He's like, she said vigilante.
Jakey Poo in the chat room says, I kept fading in and out of consciousness while I was watching Demons 2 earlier. Watching it lucid is just as good as cobbling it together from a vague dream state.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt.
I haven't watched Demons 2 in a while, but like it before we saw that like awesome 35mm print that Josh had,
yeah.
like I was really like jumping on the Demons 2 train, but Demons is I don't know, it's tough. Those are probably, in my opinion, the 2 closest sequels. You got an opinion on Demons and Demons 2?
I love Demons.
You know-
Demons 2, I've never been hugely into it, but the first one is amazing. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's great. I don't know. Something about Demons 2. Like, I think Demons 2 is like just as good in a lot of its like unintentional badness. Like it still has that same pimp guy in it, and he's running amok.
Stephanie Wiley she's a wily, crazy person who just bought 100 raffle tickets.
No, Stephanie.
Are you
stop
shitting
doing
me?
this.
Jesus Christ,
stop
Stephanie.
Don't we
doing
still
that.
owe her
Wow.
$100 worth of naked Monster
we
Zero?
do.
Yeah.
You
And
gonna
you know
blow
what?
somebody.
Wait, the first thing we do when we get in that fucking studio is we're filming you doing the fucking tuck dance.
Well, it's
Talk
about
about fucking
goddamn
squandering
time.
our resources.
It's about goddamn time. Let's bust
So-
the cherry on this bitch.
What episode number is that?
So we have $266 right now.
I have a
Stephanie.
suggestion.
What?
Why don't you do an alternate angle, and have it from the back and the front, and then
No,
and the viewer gets
no.
to select.
No.
Kinda like
So it'd be like on DVD where you could choose whatever angle
Choose
you
the
want.
angle, yeah.
Exactly. There you
ATK. Remember that website?
Yep.
MZ does.
And a rear upshot. From the,
Jesus Christ.
Stephanie, don't do that.
No.
I'll have to mow the plantain if I'm gonna start doing shit.
Plow the back 40.
Mow the plantain.
Is a plantain like
you
a banana?
kidding me?
Yes.
Why would you mow that?
Oh, fuck. Thank you, Stephanie, but don't. Think about it.
Think about it.
I have a quick sales pitch, and if Wolf could just stick the thing on the end here, pin the promotional tail on the donkey.
The plantain.
On the plantain. Everyone knows like that I like don't like listening to the show sometimes to take notes when I don't get to is an arduous task for me. Wolfie has to hear me complain about it the whole fucking time. Everything to the sound, like somebody says something wrong, every little squeak, everything else, like it's stuff. But I truly, honestly am very proud and really enjoy these greatest hits. And when we were looking for like kind of like a fundraising thing, it was like, well, this is this is granted it's content that before was free, but we've boiled it down to the tolerable parts. So, definitely check it out. You get to see us at our worst and our best. So, and it was picked by a lot of you, so the listeners.
Yeah.
So
for sure, we had a lot of help picking out the all the bits that we had in there. And I would say it probably took a good, I'm just going to estimate, I didn't, fucking punch a time clock, but I'm going to say it took about 20 hours to put together, to cut all those clips out, put them together and everything. So
find them.
Yeah, exactly. Go through and find them. So it did take quite a bit. And that's not even finding them. You probably spent 20 hours or more finding them.
Yeah, but I mean, it was easy. Like a lot of them, the thing that was hard in the first place was finding the episodes that were good. Like I remembered that they were good, but I couldn't remember why. So I made that list on our Facebook, and then was like, it was really the listeners. I was like, have at it, guys. Find me some shit that we do dumb things, and they did. They were great, Nicholas. So many other people like SL, like so many great suggestions.
Why are people so nice to us? I
don't know.
I think right now we just got about 5 or 6 new people that like the Trick or Treat Radio fan pages thing that we have. And they all have Robert E. Ronsky in common as a friend.
Yeah, because that guy's
Robert E. Ronsky.
So he's probably sending out invites for people to like it. So
Robert E. Ronsky's the fucking best.
Thank you.
If that's the case, then thank you very much.
Yeah, you should probably come have a podcast, Robert E. Ronsky, and show us smart things.
Seriously, yeah. If you want to do a podcast, Robert, let us know.
He's got a book.
Smart fucking business. I know. I love that book.
So Oily Maniacs in the chat room says, not as good as Demons, though, in reference to Jakey Poo's comment. And Chris McGibbon says they were made a year apart, so it makes sense. They're close. Demons 2 was rushed, though. And Jakey Poo says, yeah, I don't believe Chris, but if the entire movie was that gym crew going buck wild with Bobby Rhodes, then it might have unseated it.
Oh, my God. That guy's... The best part is I love, like, the dub of that guy in Demons 1. Is the best dub in the history of, like, cinema. That guy's voice.
That guy is... I looked him up a few years ago. That guy's a singer, actually.
Really?
Yeah, and damn it, I can't remember his name. I'm sure if you look up who dubbed Bobby Rhodes' voice in Demons and Demons 2, it's the same guy. That you'll find something because I heard him sing on YouTube about maybe 3 years ago. And I was pretty amazed.
And now playing his hit single, "Dem Demons Possess My Bitches."
Where the hell is Rosemary?
Yeah, man, them demons possess my bitches, man.
You ruined everything.
Welcome back, Tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Reservoir-
Aren't you glad you came back now?
Reservoir Doug says, way to taint the new studio in reference to the tuck dance thing.
Literally.
Who's saying this?
Literally taint it.
Or Plantaint, as Clint Eastwood
Clint
says.
Eastwood said Plantaint. And Jakey Poo says, the greatest hits volumes are great. Pure mainlined insanity.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jakey Poo. Yeah. Nicholas says, you guys are the best around. Nobody's ever going to put you down.
I will tell you, what is it? There's one thing on the greatest hits that's not the reason that it's there. Oh, another thing that cracks me up on that, that has, that doesn't have anything to do with me, which is why I love it, is it's not even the main part of the bit, but if you listen in the background at one point, Johnny is singing, "Everybody's working for the Merkin." That's good.
Oh, my God.
What?
Sorry, Mike Ledger. You son of a bitch.
What did he say?
Nothing. He didn't say anything. He just bought more shit.
There you go, Ledge.
What?
Come on, put your money where your hot tub is.
What? How much?
He bought like everything. $53.
Holy shit!
So that's
Ledger, thank you.
so.
Why don't you unlock that 250 on air?
That means I have to.
Did Stephanie just cap that up?
Yeah, and then Ledger brought it up even higher.
Thank
so
you, Ledge.
That's
Yeah.
what,
Thank you,
that's what I'm
Stephanie.
talking about.
Thank
I'm
you,
curious.
everybody.
What's that 250? Whisper it to me.
Yeah.
Whisper it to me.
We won't tell anybody.
Well, we don't have a picture of it. We mentioned it. We mentioned it on air last week, actually. So it's not a huge surprise. But we will say right now, I'll have to wait to update the graphic. I can't do it during the show. But 250 is going to be a prize pack from the amazing artist Derek Rook. He is doing so. There's going to be a whole slew of stuff. He's got some original artwork and some other stuff that he's going to give to us. So I just haven't seen it yet. That's why I can't specify exactly what's going to be in it, but I can assure you that is going to be an impressive haul right there.
It is.
And also, we're going to have, what we'll do is as a bonus, we'll throw in another one for that. I'm not sure which band it'll be. Dynamo, do you want to name one of the two bands that we have sending a prize pack?
Do you want me to name both or one?
Name both.
Okay. We have our dear friends in the Evil Streaks are sending us some awesome stuff. And in typical super excitable him fashion, I think Jim Smith of Teal is sending us like his blood or something. Like he just kept saying like, and I'm going to send this, and I'm going to send this, and I'm going to send this. So yeah, it should be pretty hardy. I think the reason we don't have it is he was telling me when he was sending it, and it probably was.
You know what? I'll throw this in too.
Yeah.
We have this is from Michael Neal. He didn't know it was going to be for this, but that dude is the fucking best. So I'm sure he'd be totally fine. This is a drive-in horror show soundtrack on vinyl,
And that will be signed because he's actually sending some signed stuff.
See that?
yeah,
Yeah,
drive-in
so-
horror show.
Signed by Michael Neal.
There's not many of those in existence
Nope.
right there.
Yep. So Michael Neal is sending us a nice prize pack. Fuck it, I'll throw it out there. The beautiful and talented Andrea Lannon is sending a specially designed compilation of her films, like with original art, and a prop, which we'll keep under wraps right now, but a prop from the film Penta.
Jesus Christ!
Wow. Nice.
Wow. So that's
Tiny, you and I got to get in there. You and I, because if this is going this way, like
Yeah.
you and I got to get in there and figure out something. Like, could we write a song just for this?
Oh,
Or-
and one more
What?
thing. Yeah, let's do that. Maybe we'll write a song specifically for this. You guys
Thanks for
talk about
giving
that.
your money. We are not very funny. Giving your money. Tiny Wight, please come back. We are gonna let you. Brian only likes metal.
We all be
Please,
cover the
Tiny Wight,
money,
come back.
cover the money, cover the money, make it rain.
Shit, I just forgot what the last one I was gonna say.
We're too sexy for poverty.
I had another one to add. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. There's another thing I had
The
to add.
Evil Streaks.
Some Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Teal. Some teal vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Nice.
Mike.
It'll come to me. It'll come to me.
We said Michael.
Yeah, so we have a shitload of stuff already that's going to be included in there, and we have a bunch of other emails and contact with other people, probably more that have a higher celebrity status than us. So there's going to be some other really cool stuff in there. So there you have it, folks. Thank you so much already. We're already up to I don't even know. We're over $300 right now.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank
so
you.
that's going to go a long way towards...
This is I'm speaking what Tiny Wight is saying right now. This is ridiculous. We are terrible. Do you not like what is wrong with you people? Shh. Okay, sorry. Thank you.
Who's next, Johnny?
All
You're
right,
the pencil
so,
pusher.
Yeah,
aren't you?
we have to we have to move on.
It is hot in here.
Oh, I remembered. The other one was
XSplit.
It's not fan makers.
No, hold on. The other one was our buddy Josh, who is doing the Raven Shadow t-shirts, is going to donate a Raven Shadow shirt.
Oh Oh, Snoop.
That's what it was.
$400 mark.
I refuse to believe that this is selling for Raven Shadow shirts and Monster Zero
No,
autographs.
hold on. He's going to give one of the limited edition colors. He's going to make a second limited edition shirt.
colors.
So there's going to be two of these limited edition shirts. One is if you buy, and the other is if you enter into this raffle right here.
Well, Josh, I'm buying 3. I think it's fair to say I should get one of the colors. right?
No.
All right.
If anyone doesn't deserve it, it's you. So everyone,
Be lucky you got a shirt.
yeah, no kidding.
Be lucky you got a shirt.
I am lucky.
You didn't buy your own shirt though.
I told you why.
So everyone head over to xxivapparelco.bigcartel.com. Look for the Quoth the Raven Shadow, Oh My Lord shirt. $15 get you a red or a military green in multiple sizes. We get so this doesn't count towards the raffle. However, it still does help the show. We get $5 for every single T-shirt you buy. We get $5. So go check that out as well. Man,
I'm surprised it doesn't come in like a stained lung color.
No, we should.
It's a bloody lung red and draft dodging military green.
you can never get drafted because
know what we
of your
should
fucking
do?
lungs.
No, I'm too funny to carry a gun. I'll be in Canada.
Yeah.
Good luck, gang.
I got a really good idea. In addition to whatever Tiny and I do, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we do, right, a special episode
Okay.
just for the raffle? Like you get, that's how you can hear it. We'll put it on a CD or something,
Okay.
or 10 CDs. Or how much one of these fucking monstrosities take? An MP3 disc or something. Like just for the show. The only place you can get it is if you win.
Special only content like we'll like.
All right.
We'll
Stephanie
make fun
Wiley
of
just
everybody else.
bought more stuff. So.
Steph.
Steph, come on.
It's really awesome, but you probably
Yeah,
should.
I mean,
Well, I mean, we're gonna cash a check, but don't feel you have to, unless you want to.
So we're getting up there. we're getting up there.
Jesus.
I think we're getting close to 400. This is nuts. So we'll do what
Jiminy crickets.
we'll
Really,
do. This
Stephanie?
we're getting close to a new computer
Ledge.
tonight. So
How much can I get my driveway redone?
shut up. we need to go. We need to move on. We spent too much. I wanted to spend 10 minutes on it, and we've been spent a half
I
hour.
peed in that driveway before it was yours so many times.
That's good.
All right, let's go ahead and introduce everyone because we have. You know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm Johnny Wolfenstein. What's your name?
Michael Ravenshadow.
What's your name?
Monster Zero.
We already know Brian because we introduced him. Proper introduction. What's your name?
Tiny Wight. Right?
And guy on the other
Donovan-
line. What's your name?
Tiny Wight.
Two Tiny Whites.
Donna Matrix.
Tiny
I'm not
Wights.
even sure who I am anymore. I'm so identified. What one am I, Raven Shadow?
You're the other one. The real Mike.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't even know anymore.
All right. That's,
I'm like literally I am choking back tears like, Michael Raven Shadow in the cigarette line. Like he just can't fucking wait. He knows.
What's the new one?
Yeah. He knows, that cashier doesn't want money from him. Like he sees him like, two people in line and that cashier is like, oh yeah.
I will say.
I'm gonna get my Brussels sprouts polished.
No, listen. Big ups to my Arab cashiers.
What?
They really
What?
they
Hey,
give me
no.
free lighters.
Huh? They give you free lighters?
Yeah.
Here, take this free letter.
See, Tiny, we went all this time in nothing bad, and now Tiny's back, and all the reasons that he goes away, like you guys are hitting.
Wait a
on
second.
him.
Wait a second.
No,
Wait a
they
second.
always
All
say,
this
my
time.
friend-
Wait. Hold on. You're contradicting yourself now. You're
Okay,
saying
here
it's
we go.
terrible without him here. Now you're saying nothing's bad. Nothing
Yeah, but you
bad
guys
has
have
happened.
been
And now
on-
that Tiny's back, shit is starting to hit the fan.
You guys, like the fucking Ku Klux Crew over in the corner there, has been on fairly good behavior until right now. That's what I'm saying. Like you've said things that are dumb, but not like offensive.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's go to break and fuck.
Wait, that's
Jesus.
not how we do it.
No, all right, we got it in a sec. So, Jakey Poo says that limited edition color is mine. Nicholas says, nice Star Wars shirt, Dynamo. May the Force be with you.
Thanks.
And he also said black.
I may or may not have spent a whole $100 gift certificate from Sears on Star Wars shirts. So you'll see a lot of. I have more than one of just this shirt now.
He also says black lung coal should be the color.
Ooh.
And Ledger says,
Black on coal.
Ledger says,
I
I don't want to listen to you now. Why would I want a personal episode? See, I should have taken the over on the intro. All right, we need to talk about Bone Tomahawk because Tiny needs to go soon.
All right.
It was nice talking to you, Tiny.
Yeah.
See you in 4 months.
Great being on. Another epic intro. Catch you guys later.
We'll put you on hold. We'll catch up with you in 4
The
months.
synth collecting, not showing up, doing shit that's more important than what we're doing. Sultan of whatever the fuck.
We'll see you in February.
Episode 200.
All right, well, we're gonna cut to break in
It
just
is
a
leap
moment.
year, so maybe we will see him in February.
We have our friends over at XSplit.
XSplit.
So if you do any streaming, whether it's video podcasting like we do, or watch us play, or a let's play or watch us die like our friends at Haunting TV,
Dummies
go
in the
check out
street.
XSplit, and then we also have always going on the Amazon link. If you go to trickortreatradio.com, click on the Amazon image on the front page, do all your shopping, and it doesn't cost you any extra, Raven Shadow, but
Hopefully it helps keep the lights on.
and it'll also keep the heat on and the lights and the internet and everything in the new space.
Can we keep the lights on and the volume down on some of the mics?
Yes.
I'll donate.
So especially now that the holiday season is upon us and you folks are going to be buying a lot of stuff on Amazon, just use our link. We get a little bit of a cut, and it definitely helps out. So, with all that said, Raven Shadow,
Yes.
you sit down.
I did.
You're going to watch Bone Tomahawk.
I already did.
What do you do to prepare yourself?
What I did was I kind of dusted out my old cowboy boots, like from the old Dingo.
Dingo, that's
ads
right, baby, yeah.
From the comic
Comic
books that O.J. Simpson did before he was a fucking murderer. That was fun.
Before he was a desperado.
Yep. Then I dusted off my old Young Guns 2 soundtrack. Little Blaze of Glory was flowing. I got a 10-gallon hat, filled it full of whiskey, put my head in it, and then I fucking strapped on.
Do you love a scary story? Do you love to dance? The Big Scary Monster Hunts at Midnight is a collection of dark songs about sex, love, death, revenge, and the end of the world. Brought to you by the world's greatest monster hunting electroshock band, the Deadites. Available on iTunes, Google Music, Amazon, CD Baby, and all other digital distribution sites.
Hey, you matzo heads. This is Larry Fine, and you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
I will be Burble.
What's up, y'all? It's me, the Yeti. Telling all the ladies that they couldn't be more fine and that we should knock those boots like Frankenstein. When I want to get my nerd on, I go to Facebook and I go to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. That's the place where I get to talk about all the hip new horror movies, all the cool comics,
Like comics.
RPGs, video games, you name it, we're talking about shit on there. And you could not be any cooler if you were the coolest kid in school. Be the first kid on your block to swing their cock over at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. Just go to Facebook, search for Trick or Treat Radio, ask to join, and it's like Nerd Nirvana, baby, without the shotgun blast. This is the Yeti, signing out. See you at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group.
Follow us on Twitter at The Deadites, TheDeadites.com, and TrickOrTreatRadio.com.
I have good news about this song.
Oh yeah, what's that?
So this song, so we were supposed to have a compilation in time for Rock and Shock called 20th Century Bastards,
Yeah.
but the album art got postponed when the Dynamira computer Mac hit the shit the bed. And while it was a drive issue, she managed to get all of her artwork off it. So
Yep.
she hopefully will have a new, we'll definitely should. I don't want to say definitely because obviously shit happens, but the compilation should be out by November, the end of November, and I want to sit down with Tiny and try to find. It was going to have 12 tracks, and I want to sit down with Tiny and see if we can go through the archives and find some stuff to put on there as well. So some other little.
So
special.
did the train yard hobo that did the harmonica for this song ever turn up his harmonica from his bindle? I heard he
Guess
lost
what?
it.
It was. This is gonna blow your mind. The hobo from this was me from the future.
That can't be true. That's
yeah.
not true.
No, I came. I played harmonica, and then I left.
No, I mean, you're saying you become a hobo?
No, I am a hobo now, but when we did this, I was
clearly,
like
yeah.
a little
I mean,
more metro.
How is that the future?
I was a little more
What do you mean?
metrosexual when we recorded that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So that track right there was we had did for the Roughnecks.
Yep.
A Chikara tag team, which now one of the guys from that tag team is a big star in the WWE.
Yeah.
Luke Harper, who used to be known as Brody Lee.
Right.
That was his theme song. So
And he was nice to us about it.
yeah. Yes, unlike some other people.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Yeah.
no one was mean. They were just indifferent.
Yeah. Do you like your theme song?
Not really.
not really. All right.
Not
Well, we need
really.
to jump into this because I don't want to keep you too late, Tiny. So we're going to talk about Bone Tomahawk from 2015. This film is not rated. It is 132 minutes. It is written and directed by S. Craig Zahler, and it stars. This fucking cast is great. Patrick Wilson, Kurt Russell,
Yeah.
Lily Simmons, Sean Young, who just had a quick little cameo.
Whoa. Sean Young was in that?
really?
Oh, yeah.
She was the mayor.
Mayor's wife.
Yeah.
No
Mrs.
shit.
Porter,
I
yeah.
was
Wow,
looking all over for her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
How'd
had the
I-
big black hat on.
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
It was
That's
in
great.
early on. We have Matthew Fox, David Arquette, Sid Haig, Richard Jenkins was fucking awesome in this.
Yep.
And Michael Pare. You guys didn't notice him either, did you?
Was he the
I knew he was in it. I couldn't find him though.
Yep.
all day?
Michael Pare all day.
What else was Jenkins in? He's been in everything.
Oh, yeah. Your
Oh,
fucking
Cabin in the
favorite
Woods.
Cabin in the Woods.
Your favorite movie of the 2000s?
Was
He
it?
doesn't even remember it.
You're like, I picked that?
I picked magic.
Fuck you and your I pick magic. They did pick magic.
You and
Yeah, I picked magic.
Richard Jenkins right here, known for Jack Reacher, Cabin in the Woods, Step Brothers, The Visitor,
Dickie Jenks.
not The Good Visitor, and a bunch of other shit.
Bunch of motherfucking shit.
He's been in like 107 movies.
Films.
All right, the synopsis we have here: 4 men set out in the Wild West to rescue a group of captives from cannibalistic cave dwellers.
I hate that.
I do too.
So do I. Yeah.
Though
Yeah,
I have to
right?
say,
Kinda
from like
gives it
everyone
away.
I've talked to, I feel like the
I wish I didn't know.
but I feel like the hand is tipped a little more than you would be like led to believe. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I felt like this was going to be more like Dusk Till Dawn, where they like there was no interaction with the monster, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it, until
The end.
Yeah.
until the end.
Yeah.
Now I'm not complaining about this film, but like that, I guess if I'm going to nitpick. So Patrick Wilson is like the horror guy now, huh?
He's
Yeah.
great. Night Owl.
Yep.
Insidious and
The
The
Insidious
Conjuring.
films, The
Oh
Conjuring.
yeah, I forgot he was Night Owl. That's what you
and
said.
Night Owl.
Yeah.
Night
Yeah,
Owl's
and Night Owl.
TV's Fargo season 2.
Haven't seen season 1.
Where
Oh
apparently
yeah,
Bruce,
that's right. He was
apparently-
also in Hard Candy too.
Yeah, and apparently Bruce Campbell was is Ronald Reagan in the newest season of Fargo.
I don't think he is.
Jakey Poo says, I'm pretty sure Michael Pare was the dude that Kurt threatened to slap him red. Which is an amazing line.
Yeah.
All right, so Bone Tomahawk. Let's first of all let's talk about westerns real quick. Raven Shadow,
ready.
what's your thoughts about westerns?
Yo, I fucking love westerns. I remember like after cartoons.
Timothy Oliphant?
All day. Deadwood.
No, I mean, but he's in here.
No, Tim
No.
Wolf.
He says he's in Bone Tomahawk.
I guess Dynamo's gonna fucking talk. John.
Sorry.
No, I love me some westerns, man. You know, like I grew up. My grandfather watched all the spaghetti westerns on Saturday mornings, and then coming up, I was a big Young Guns mark.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
and
okay.
then
Next generation, really. But
yeah. Later Unforgiven, and then I was a huge mark for Deadwood, the HBO show, which for me is kind of the end all be all of serialized Western shows. And even Hell on Wheels was. If you never saw Deadwood, Hell on Wheels is great. If you watch Deadwood, Hell on Wheels is okay.
Rocky says. He says Bone Tomahawk, great name for a Native American porn star.
Oh shit!
All right,
so it's right in my wheelhouse. I remember fucking going horseback riding for one.
What?
Yeah, I did a lot of research on Young Guns too. Also, I found out about Chavez was a real guy. I did about the Tunstall War.
Did you do a book report and dress up like them?
Here's the thing: when I was horseback riding, in my head, I'm like, yeah. But really, it was like a whole different thing. Yeah. You know?
Do you do the horse sound effects too?
Yeah.
I just picture fucking Raven Shadow upside down on the horse. His Walkman is like dragging along, but it's playing loud enough because it's like off, like around the horse's neck. Now you hear like, I never drew first, but I drew first blood of a Moscow.
I'm backwards. It's a weird times.
It's like just keeps pausing because it keeps like dragging on the ground.
Yeah. Pals.
Cody says Deadwood pretty much killed Hell on Wheels for me.
What's the thing? Yeah, exactly. If you hadn't seen Deadwood, Hell on Wheels is the shit. If you've seen Deadwood,
Let's go around real quick. Sorry, I
yeah.
didn't mean to cut you off, but we need to get quick. MZ, what's your history with westerns?
Almost next to nothing. I'm not a big Western guy.
Good time.
I mean, the only Westerns that I know is Back to the Future 3, El Topo,
oh shit,
and
yeah,
Ravenous.
okay,
And Ravenous. That's pretty much where it ends for me.
I'm just because I can pick up right where he left off. I'm a step above MZ. I certainly have seen more westerns than that, but it's definitely a blind spot for me, and it's one that I'd like to rectify. However, I do love, and I mentioned this last week, I think, supernatural westerns. For some reason, that hits a sweet spot for me. I love Jonah Hex. I love a lot of the stuff that I've read in comics about supernatural westerns.
Thank you, Johnny. Can I just add that I went for a string on like flea markets and get into like the Rawhide Kid, Two Gun Kid, all Marvel's like Western characters. And Jonah Hex, the white dress Ghost Rider later became the Phantom Rider.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like so
there's a history there of comics and cool Western stuff.
Yeah.
So let's. How about you, Brian? Have you had a lot of experience with westerns?
Not a lot, but the ones I have seen, I enjoyed them.
Yeah.
And, as far as like the Western, the supernatural element, I love Native American mythology.
Yeah.
Like even just the low budget movie Scalps. There's just something it's really creepy about that movie. The movie Manitou.
Oh yeah.
I love that type of stuff. I wish there was actually
Manitou,
more
yeah.
Native American supernatural films.
I forgot all about the Manitou, yeah. Oh, and Poltergeist 2 as well.
Oh yeah, great.
And I know Dynamo and Tiny, you guys, real quick. I know you have a lot more experience. So Dynamo,
of course, yeah, love it.
Two of my favorite films of all time are The Wild Bunch and The Magnificent Seven. I fucking love them. But my whole philosophy on life can be summed up like I remember watching Ride the High Country. Like just, my father was watching it and like being even like, I was only like 13, 14 years old. And, hearing the line, all I want from life is to enter my house justified. Like that pretty much, like that is my philosophy on life from that film right there. So I would say if there is a genre that is impactful to me as horror, it would have to be Westerns. So, I mean, I don't know. Like I was, I wasn't a 100-year-old race car driver.
And Tiny, I know your love of them, but why don't you tell everyone out there?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it still makes me want to puke that you haven't seen The Good, Bad, and the Ugly yet, but I made you watch some of it, right?
You
did we watch all of it?
No, we watched some of it.
I thought you were talking to him like
No, not you. Of course not. No, definitely.
We watched that
pains
together
me.
a ton.
It pains me in my soul. But no, I love this definitely. And there's a lot. I love samurai movies, and I love martial kung fu movies. And there's a lot of crossover there. Not only in the scenery and the sort of epic scale of it, but also in the storylines. I mean, plenty of kung fu movies, and some classics.
Totally similar.
Some Kurosawa stuff has been remade as westerns, and there's the translation is there. I love all that stuff. The scenery, the feel of it, the solitude, all that stuff is just awesome. So
yeah, so I kind of wanted to throw that out there just so we could get a baseline for our knowledge of westerns because
Back to the Future 3.
What is that finally hitting you?
nice.
What about Quick of the Dead?
What about Wild Wild West with Will Smith?
Wild West.
It's up there,
Fucking
right?
Blazing Saddles, anything?
Blazing Saddles, holy shit.
Yeah, Blazing
That's
Saddles.
another one,
counts.
yeah.
Of course.
you can't-
Yeah,
can't
those
front on
count.
that.
Course. Damn, I forgot.
But not Quick of the Dead?
15 is my living on Schnitzengruben.
No, I've seen The Quick and the Dead.
Baby, please, I'm not from Havana.
That fucking
We could quote that all night.
that fucking Native American character in Quick of the Dead is the best thing ever. Bullet go in head 3 weeks ago. Still not come out.
So let me catch up on the chat room real quick. Rocky says he called me an asshat for not seeing The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly yet.
Fair.
Slow it down, Rob.
Jakey Poo says if you want to get into westerns, Sergio Corbucci movies should be your jam.
Django, duh.
Yeah, and,
Yes,
and
of
Django
course.
Unchained too.
And
Or the
Django
original
Unchained,
Django.
very good, yes. Or Django, yeah.
Derek Rook says High Plains Drifter, best western ever, like a Clint Eastwood spaghetti western version of The Crow.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
fucking
I
weird.
like that.
Melissa says Borrowers, love.
Yeah, she was telling me about that the other day. No, it wasn't Borrowers. There's another Western horror that she mentioned to me that I hadn't seen. I can't remember what it is now.
Dead
I
Birds?
think we
No, I've
reviewed
seen Dead
Borrowers,
Birds, so I
right?
like it. Huh?
We reviewed Borrowers on the show, I think, right?
Is that true?
No, we did not.
We never did. Yeah, that was a fun one. I
What
liked that a
horror
lot.
Western did we do? I feel like we did do a horror Western. You sure we didn't do Burroughs?
Definitely. We definitely did not. We did, it's not really a horror, but The Good, the Bad, and the Weird.
No.
Yeah.
And there was, I think it was one other. I don't remember, but we need to get into this. So the reason why I wanted to set that as a baseline is so that we can talk about westerns and the folks out there can know where we stand on our our knowledge of westerns, because this is definitely more western than anything else. And the interesting thing is, just to give you a little background about the director, S. Craig Zahler. So he's a first-time director here. He's sold several scripts to Hollywood, and apparently, I don't think only a handful have gotten made. Was it Asylum?
Silent
Black?
Blackout, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, and so he's only had a handful made, and I guess he just got fed up with selling scripts and not seeing them get made. So he's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna make one." I don't know how you get to make Bone Tomahawk as your first movie with Kurt Russell, but
What's fucking outrageous
Right.
about that, like Asylum movie, is I would love to see that screenplay.
yeah,
Because that movie had me in, and then in like the last 10 minutes, like it felt like somebody was like, "Oh shit, we're running out of time," and like just they kind of just wrapped up. I would like to see that screenplay because like it was like that film like honestly fell apart in the last few minutes. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to
movie.
see what.
Bone Tomahawk.
No. I though
he's
I
talking
have
about Asylum Blackout.
Blackout. Though I have been already kind of on the hunt for the screenplay of this.
So there you have it. So let's jump in now and let's talk about this. So right away we have David Arquette, who I didn't even recognize immediately, and Sid Haig.
Who you could easily recognize.
Yes.
And David Arquette, not completely annoying.
No, that's
Hey,
why I
that's
didn't
our
even.
former world heavyweight
if-
champion we're talking
That's
about.
true.
That.
And he was also in Ravenous, which he was
Oh, yeah.
equally good. So
Yeah.
I love
What a
Ravenous,
freaking
yeah.
opening scene with him too. Oh my
right,
god.
Yeah.
right.
Absolutely. So, this definitely plays. First of all, I got to call out the dialogue. The dialogue in this is fucking great.
Totally. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
This is once again from someone who's not doesn't have a huge history of watching westerns. This felt very of the time. It felt like it was written as a western, and I never felt out of place or that it couldn't have taken place at that time. In that time that it took place. So I thought the
Yeah.
script was really well done.
Felt very
No doubt.
natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very authentic.
I love the scene of Patrick Wilson at home, like his backstory in like a real like Western home. I love the hot blonde,
Hot
knocking
blonde.
ass boots. And
Yeah,
the
sure.
unorthodox.
Okay, thanks, Raven Shadow.
No,
for
I'm
your
doing the
contributions.
unorthodox, riding, bareback, if you will.
That's unorthodox.
Back then.
How
That's
do you
outrageous.
How do you know?
How do you know what was
Like
unorthodox
an
or
1800s
not?
compilation.
No, like Girls on Top is like a Rhode Island massage parlor nowadays. That's some new. Because he
She's
was
riding
like,
cowgirl.
he was like, I want to do it the regular way
Yeah.
with
yeah.
a broken leg, right? Tiny, you know what up? That's where you been, right?
Yeah, he wanted to do it like a good Christian. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
But she was all like coming to the main stage
Yep.
Come to the back door.
and hope they don't have blasters. You know what I'm saying?
Here for a sarsaparilla.
Yeah. I think that actually that
Brian
scene,
knows.
It's funny that you call that out because I think that scene, the fact that that's how that scene went, was really calling out that character's personality. She was a very sort of confident, domineering not domineering, but a very confident, sort of empowered character. Even though she doesn't get a ton of screen time, she kind of kicked some ass.
Yeah, for sure. So I love that you call that out, but it is a good character beat, to call that one out. But I think that this was very deliberately paced, and it definitely it got close to moving too slow, but I think never got to that point. It was very the pace was very deliberate.
There was a slow burn.
I will
involved with this.
disagree. I felt like that this film was entirely carried through its whole running time by this phenomenal, like True Grit style dialogue.
It's not just the dialogue though, because there was a lot of silent space. You know what I mean? A lot of like sort of the character just kind of chewing up the scene without saying anything. I mean, Kurt Russell, if you actually timed his silent moments on the screen, he probably had a good couple minutes of silence. And he just, if it wasn't him or if it wasn't somebody that could carry it, it would have flopped. It would not have worked.
Patrick Wilson. He also had a lot of silent time on the screen as well. I mean,
yes, definitely.
So that could have. I mean, there was. So I mean, maybe this film was padded out by maybe 5 minutes or so, just on silent time.
I could have watched 20 more minutes of the season.
Yeah, easily. Yeah,
Well,
but that didn't bother me. Bother me at
I
all.
don't want to be mistaken. I'm not saying that it was ever boring. I'm saying that it got to the point where it could have gone in one direction, been a little bit too slow.
No, that's fair. That's
But
fair.
I think that pace
I'm
was
just-
very deliberate.
I'm just saying that Kurt Russell is such a good actor that in those dialogue parts, you could actually pause the movie for like 3 hours, and still not feel like it was too long.
And I think it's fair that, sorry. That's good.
You guys are just gonna let me have that. All right.
Yeah, we are.
You have been on hold for like 4 months.
Yeah, so 3 hours is nothing compared to 4 months.
Right.
I love me some Kurt Russell. I think.
I know you. It's like Kurt Russell mania at your fucking house.
It is. Yeah, I call the kids Kurt. I'm like, come here, Snake. You want some breakfast? Even if he kind of phoned this in, he was still great.
Are you kidding me?
No, I don't think he did.
You think he phoned this in?
But
no
way.
I think he was acting his ass off. I think it was a very challenging. I mean,
I feel like this was his best role in. I'll tell you one thing,
Better than
Kurt Russell.
Soldier.
I'll tell you one thing Kurt Russell does better than anyone. He basically does someone else, and does it so good that you don't really realize that he's doing John Wayne in Big Trouble in Little China, and he's doing Clint Eastwood in Escape from New York.
Yeah, you sometimes forget the guy's acting.
He in this was definitely kind of calling upon some of those like kindly, John Wayne's a bad example because it's hard to imagine John Wayne not as like the John Wayne we know. It's like thinking of Elvis just as like a pop artist, So like, but he tend to play like more honorary characters, but some of the more like, like human type characters, the kind of character that later on was popularized by like in the later westerns by like Kevin Costner and whatnot, like the kind of just very even keel, balanced lawman that was like kind of a contradiction in the, very well mannered and very nice in like a world essentially of pirates. So.
You know what? I want to speak on this cast. I think this is one of the best cast films I've seen in a long time. Yeah. And I'll start off with Patrick Wilson because I have been saying all along, ever since I can't remember how long, but I always felt like if there was going to be like a biopic of Joe Bob Briggs, this guy could play him. He just looks like he could play Joe Bob Briggs. And if anybody doesn't know what Joe Bob Briggs is, he's a film reviewer.
I literally was just talking about Joe Bob Briggs for 45 minutes. Like, it's a big part of my first episode of Mars Needs Media.
Cool. With a Western twang, but he looks like him. I don't know if he could sound like him, but he's definitely got the chops to.
10 naked bodies, 4 naked breasts.
Hey, shush. You've had your turn. All right, yeah. Kurt Russell, once again, I mean, the guy's sensational. Yeah, he's sensational in everything he does, even Overboard. But the one that I really, really got a kick out of was Matthew Fox's Brooder.
Yeah,
I thought his portrayal of Brooder was just that fucking taking that knife and just twisting it while being a complete and total gentleman about it, and just twisting that knife and just walking that thin line of between gentleman and complete douchebaggery. And he walked that line so great. It was you wanted to love him, but at the same time you wanted to hate him.
It's that type of heel that you don't get in pro wrestling anymore, and even it's spilled that in like cinema, where he's like you kind of like him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You
like,
want to
like yeah, you know what I mean. Like it's almost not like you would almost be pretending to like dislike him. Like it's like he's not very nice. Even there's just to speak to how brilliant this performance is. There is a scene where he is very matter-of-factly talking about like killing children.
Right.
And you're still on board. You know what I mean?
It was a necessity.
Yeah.
He needed him to be that way.
Going into this, it was the motherfucker from Party of Five, and then he was something else. You know what I mean? Like
I was right on board, definitely. I mean, it's interesting to see a familiar face in a movie like this, but then I mean, not. I try not even to watch trailers or anything if I'm going to try to catch a movie I'm interested in. I've even been avoiding Star Wars trailers, not to change genres or anything, but yeah, I mean, it was just sort of offsetting for about 5 seconds when I saw him cast in this role, but he owned it. You know what I mean? He owned it, and I think what was endearing about that character was the fact that it was just very honest. You know what I mean? He wasn't making any excuses whatsoever for who he was or what he did or anything. So,
and I mean, he was in Lost too, which was significantly cooler than Party of Five.
That's all I know him from.
Yeah, this is Tiny. Like, you can think I'm crazy, but this is who I. And it might have just been the subliminalness of like I kind of watched Lost in the same way I watched Walking Dead, that it was on in the same room I was typing in.
Yeah.
But this is the guy that I wanted to be Repairman Jack.
Yeah, I could have predicted you'd say that. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Sure.
Know, so
regular guy. Yep.
Yeah, like he's handsome, but he's not like, it's not going to be. It's not Brad Pitt walking down the street. Like people aren't going to trip on themselves. Like he could blend into. Yep. He's only if they do it in the 80s, he's only like a members only jacket away from like fitting in with everybody else.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
So.
Just, I want to catch up real quick in the chat room. We have Cody says it flies by, talking about the runtime. Lost in Atlantis says it wasn't even just the characters that were silent. There wasn't even much of a score. Very purposeful use of sound and silence.
Lost in Atlantis scared the fuck out of me before I watched this. I actually watched it last night, and I was going to watch it this morning because I felt like she was prepping me that I wasn't going to like it. Going back and reading the text afterwards, I'm not sure why I got that impression, but like something about the conversation made me think like she knows she's got the cut of my jib, and I thought that she thought I wasn't gonna like it and was kind of warning me because she knew I was so excited about it. But that might have helped because I went in saying like, all right, like let's get this disappointment over with, and like my special lady friend was just getting home, and she came home to me like standing in the middle of my apartment applauding as like the movie ended. You know, like. So.
Jakey Poo says, I get where Raven Shadow is coming from because Kurt makes it look so effortless. It might appear that he's all posture, but there's so much going on under the hood, and Richard Jenkins really brought that out. Oh, and Richard Jenkins is MVP.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Melissa says, it was kind of
cool.
She says, it was kind of yawny for first 40 minutes waiting on something to happen. I mean, I stayed with it and I stayed focused, but I was like, what the fuck? When is shit going to happen?
I guess it just depends on what you like, I guess.
Well, hold on. I'm not done yet. She says more. And I didn't understand why the guy had to have a broken leg. That aggravated me a little, but the payoff made me love it.
Well, it was to show how much he loved her.
And why he was there.
Yeah. Like,
Otherwise-
because even if he was a douchey character, which he wasn't, like, you know, he's obligatorily going to go out into the desert to find his wife.
Right.
But if his leg is broken, he has the plausible deniability to say, oh, well, you know, good luck. I can't wait to see my wife.
It made the struggle more real because otherwise he'd have been on the job and not there at all.
Yeah. He could have just stayed at home and said, hey, get me a chunky on the way back. Right?
They didn't have chunkies in the West.
Which is why I never used that time machine. Anyway, I love it. I'll tell you what, the West was much more dirty than that.
I like the tea.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Lost in Atlanta says Richard Jenkins stole the show. Love him and loved his performance. And then Nathan Cotton Coy Van Duke says, according to the writer-director, it took years for production to actually start, and Kurt and Jenkins held on the whole time, passed on other things, and stuck with it the whole way because they were so committed to making Bone Tomahawk.
Hey, kudos to them, man.
That's great.
Yeah. They made the right choice. It's a great film.
And like, it is awesome. Like, I love Sid Haig so much, right? I love him, and it's like, you know, Tiny will go back like that first few years of Rocket Shock, like. You know, we had a pretty good relationship with him. He was real friendly, like with us, and real great.
Yeah, he's cool.
But he's a check casher, right? At the end of the day, like, you know, he is as likely going to pop up in something that he is incidentally in that is nominated for an Academy Award, as he is in the most dumb, bad spec script that, you know, somebody makes. So I'm not hoping that, you know, like, he also goes through phases. So I'm hoping that this is like the first of him being in some good stuff again now, because, like, you know, when Tarantino picked him up, like, he ended up in some, you know, a lot better quality of stuff, and then that dropped off, and he was in Creature and like a lot of garbage, Hatchet 3. So you know, it's like, I agree with Lost in Atlantis. Like, that dude is a fucking national treasure. If you're an exploitation fan, like, he is the Kevin Bacon of exploitation. Like, he has been in everything and worked with everyone. Like, how many other people do you know that can, like, somebody's going to fucking say it in, like, one heartbeat, but, like, that's, like, the same guy that worked with Pam Grier and Kurt Russell.
Yep.
Weirdly enough, I don't see Sid Haig in Hateful Eight.
It's weird. Made dozens and dozens and dozens of movies in, like, Indonesia and, like, that are legendary. Like, and, you know, worked with Tarantino and worked with all those, you know.
Jack Hill.
Yep. It's just outrageous. Like, just complete, like.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Like, I was trying today, because, you know, to think of somebody that has been around and is impactful as, you know, Haig on a lesser level, you know. Kurt Russell has worked with some amazing people over the years. You know, just to say, he's like, but those are two of the only people that I can think of off the top of my head. Kurt Russell, and they were both in one movie together. But Kurt Russell and Sid Haig are the only two people that have both worked with my favorite directors, my two favorite directors of QT and John Carpenter.
Well, there you go. All right. So I also want to talk about the sets. Aside from the script was, as we discussed, phenomenal. The sets, I don't know where do you find sets like this these days? Like, I'm sure they didn't have them built for this movie.
I love the house, the real house.
Yeah, like
Patrick Wilson.
Yeah, so many of the sets looked fucking awesome. It looked like they were in the West. Like, they had to have been like.
I don't know. I was the first full shot of the. It was like a line of stores, maybe 2 or 3 stores in one shot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That read set to me for some reason. That seriously read set to me.
Well, and it could be, but what I'm saying is I'm sure
No,
they didn't have it built for this movie, you know? Because I can't imagine it had a huge budget.
Let's see. It was filmed at the Paramount Ranch in Ogoro, California.
Okay.
Western town and open landscape areas.
There you go. Yep.
All right, well, there you go.
So, just to kind of belay my point a little bit, like from 1997 to 2005, right? Sid Haig does Jackie Brown, House of a Thousand Corpses, Kill Bill 2, and Devil's Rejects, right? And then goes on to hit the check exchange a half dozen times with House of the Dead 2, Night of the Living Dead 3D. He was a little Big Top, which is kind of an oddity, like a weird drama. But then he was in Halloween, and then it's like completely fucking outrageous again, like abysmal stuff. And then he's in Lords of Salem, and then it's like abysmal until now again. And like I had just assumed he was in Hateful Eight, but
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
And he's got more abysmal stuff coming to him in the future too. If you look.
oh yeah,
Speaking of Hateful Eight, I think this group, what would they be called? Would it be maybe like the Slightly Unlikable Four in this? Like, because we had Matthew Fox's character, Bruder. Well, I guess for the most part they were likable, except for him.
and he wasn't even like necessarily like not likable. He was like a like Leon the Professional. Like imagine if he had to like bring a cop and a cop's like autistic friend with him.
He was a gentleman.
like
He was a gentleman, but he was a bastard at the same time.
Sure. I mean, sometimes, like, I mean, those like, if you look at those gentlemanly traits, like, through history and stuff like that, the real chivalric traits, in a civilized society, there's not much good about them. Like, they're sexist. They're kind of, they're elitist. They're bully. You know what I mean? They're not inclusive, certainly. So, like, if you look at somebody who has like a chivalrous trait to them, they're not going to be, they're not going to be really personable people usually, like, but what was interesting, like the scene where Patrick Wilson took a poke at him, like, he broke kayfabe, if you will, but still kind of stayed in character. You know what I mean? And like you can see like the phenomenal acting there. You can see he's angry, he's hurt, but he's like above and all else, he's making a concerted effort to kind of stay in that like stone-faced chivalric way, but he's still telling it like it is. He's it's that is maybe my favorite scene in the whole film.
Well, let's
Give me the repeater.
ask our esteemed guest here what he thought.
He's steamed. He's from Rhode Island.
There's one. I'm from Massachusetts.
That's true. Sorry. Okay, good.
No, I thought it was great, and I thought like the slow pace, the slow burn of it actually helped like build dread as the movie went along. And I actually found myself getting worried about the characters as they got closer to their destination.
Right.
Especially was it the backup deputy. I thought he was great.
Oh, sure.
And then there was some points where I was like, oh crap, this guy's gonna something's gonna happen to this guy. I hope nothing happens to him because I like this character.
Yeah, Chicory was amazing.
Oh, I fucking
he
loved
was.
him.
He was cool.
awesome.
And I didn't recognize him either. Like at first,
I didn't
like,
either for
yeah.
I didn't
a
either.
very
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
time. What I do want to call out in this, I know he's a very modest guy, but he is, he's our guest here in studio. I do want to read this one part here. So when looking up, there's a Fango interview with S. Craig Zahler, the director and writer of Bone Tomahawk. And so they ask him about, turning to his do-it-yourself side and just talks about how this came about and stuff like that. And he says, I've been watching a lot of micro-budget horror, and in particular, I'm a really big fan of Brian Paulin stuff, like Bone Sickness, Fetus, Blood Pigs. I was at a point in my career when I'd sold maybe 22 different screenplays to Hollywood and seen not one of them made, and I was getting tired of that. You can make a good living doing it, but it's frustrating not seeing things taken to completion, and I was watching all this indie horror, Olaf Ittenbach and the Toe Tag guys and all that stuff, and I said, I'm going to do one of these. It was going to be called Flesh Beneath the Concrete, and it was going to be as far gone extreme as anyone had seen, but with the characterization and that sort of stuff that I tend to do. So just kind of interesting how he was like, okay, well, if someone, if Brian can do these movies and have success
And have them exist.
what's stopping me from being a fucking director and doing these, which is crazy. Like, I don't mean to put you on the spot, Brian, but when you read that, like, what is that sort of thing? What does that mean to you? Or what is that like? What do you feel when you see that?
Well, it blew my mind when I first saw it. And, it feels good. It feels nice to see that you never know who's actually watching.
Right? Yeah.
And so it's interesting, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, someone mentions your work. Yeah. But I like to know what the hell he did to get this movie made. Now, all of a sudden, his first movie, and it's like, holy shit.
Now, would you say that Monster Zero is your Kurt Russell?
Absolutely.
I'm more like his David Arquette,
really. That's amazing. So that's just such a really interesting irony, I guess. Having we were setting this up and S Craig Zahler is just a fan of Brian's work, and just very odd how that all came to be and all in the same episode. So
it was pretty good when we were watching. I was watching with Stacy, and the one brutal gore scene towards the end. She reacted. She's like, "Holy shit!" And I turned to her, I go, "We inspired that,"
which is pretty amazing, right? Like that's kind of cool. Like
it's cool, definitely,
because this is getting a lot of praise. It's got a very high rating on IMDb. A lot of people in our podcast sphere, I guess, if you will, are really, like raving about it. Like we ended up bumping it up on the list because of our boy Jakey Poo and CDR from Cult of Muscle, and hearing them talk about it, and that's why we ended up bumping it up and make sure that we got to it. So it's getting a lot of praise. I mean, for a first-time director, obviously he's not new to films. He's not new to writing. He's a fairly accomplished writer. So just really cool to see him go and get inspired by an indie filmmaker, or it's kind of what we talk about a lot on the show, Dynamo. About the passion, right? That's if anything, Brian. I mean, you guys may not have the biggest budget, but there's not for a lack of passion. I can fucking assure you that, because you guys
or craftsmanship. That's for sure.
Yeah. You guys put your heart and soul into these flicks, and
you guys put my keyboard player's ex-wife without her clothes on. I didn't. I forwarded through that every time, just so you know. I didn't.
That's how I met him.
I never watched that. Really?
That.
Yeah, I never watched that. I'd forward through.
Right.
Somehow my DVD has tracking errors.
So it's just really, really crazy how that all came to be, and it's really cool to see. This guy just went out and did it himself. Obviously, he had some backers. I mean, you don't get a $1.6 million movie made if you don't have people backing you.
But you have Kurt Russell in you.
Yeah.
But think about like what we hear about. And I enjoy these films, but the economy of the Blumhouse films, like Insidious, for instance, you know what I mean? Like they're talking like, $7 million or like whatever else. Like this doesn't look like $1 million film.
Looks like more,
right?
Much more. It surely does. Yeah, it surely does.
It was so well made.
Well, I mean, when you put these faces on screen, it doesn't look like $1 million film. First of all,
exactly.
Right? I mean, he's got a cast. He's got a serious cast.
Sure.
Yeah. And it looks nice. It's shot nice. The lighting is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I'm just. This
WCW champ is in this movie.
I'm just reading the trivia from IMDb, but I never know if this is legit or not. But it says the final movie represents the first draft of the script, which is
that would be
crazy.
amazing. That is rare.
I would like to talk about that sometime, because I actually had this conversation with like a writer friend of mine. And I often I know another writer who, like, if you see some of their stuff like on screen, it's usually like their first or second draft. But I think what it is, at least in my case, I won't talk for them, but I'm trying to kind of watch them a little more now, is that I've usually written this movie 3 or 4 times before I even sit down to like write it.
Yeah.
So when I write my... And, like, you write it in a different way, too. You're actually kind of acting it out in your head. So when I write my second draft, it's usually, like, my 4th or 5th draft.
Yeah.
So it's possible, but this film feels like someone's, like, it feels like somebody that made these characters, let these characters start at point A and end at point B and go towards, like Icarus march closer and closer to the sun with every oblivious beat. Like, if you hit these characters on the first try, you could write this in the first draft, because this is one of the most character-driven films we've certainly reviewed this year. And one of the most realized. We talked about the economy of the characters when we did We Are Still Here, which is great, but I feel like this film topples it right now for its understanding of its characters and how they exist in this world, because it's just fucking perfect. Just so, say what you want about these films, I will fight you in the street about how each one of these characters are handled throughout the running time of this film.
Yeah. Yep.
Just in the street?
I'll fight you anywhere. We could set up 2 ladders and have it be over a stuffed shark tank.
Nice. Would you fight him? Would you fight people in a troglodyte cave over that?
No.
So we do have to wrap this up because I know Tiny has to run. I definitely want to make sure we get some time to speak to Brian about his films before he has to go. But one thing I want to discuss before we head to the verdict is the gore in this. Some of the scenes were definitely pretty brutal, and I think was made more effective by how deliberately paced this film was and how so dialogue driven. And then all of a sudden you see some of this. I don't want to give anything away, but that scene where they turn the guy upside down.
Yeah.
But think about that. Even right then, this thing is happening, and there's still stellar dialogue character going on.
Right. Sure.
You know what I mean? They as starkly as it was shot and as well done as it was, they didn't do that horror movie thing where they or slasher movie thing anyway, where they stopped for the gore gag.
Right.
It just let the gore just take over the film, and it doesn't. And that doesn't happen. The gore is great, but it doesn't take over the film. The dialogue and the characters still drive this film to its conclusion, and that's what you want. And after 2 hours, that's exactly what you want, and that's what you get.
Yeah, the kind of amazing thing I thought in the pacing and the use of the gore is that clearly S. Craig Zahler is a fan of gore and like almost like ultra gore effects. You know what I mean? Like if he likes Brian's stuff, then he clearly isn't squeamish about that stuff, right? So But the amazing thing is how reserved it is. It's almost like it was almost reluctantly presented, even though you knew it was such a strong driving force, almost like a punchline, I guess. That one scene is kind of a punchline to all the suspense leading up to it, right? In many ways, but it's it's gory and it's disgusting and it's extremely visceral, and so are many of the other things. The throat cuttings, like that kind of happened throughout, and the whatever, just the gore that appears throughout this movie. But it's so reserved. It's almost just there by necessity instead of being extremely gratuitous. Like they don't. I don't know. He doesn't shove it in your face. You're just. It's almost like you're forced to witness it, but only because it's a necessity.
I agree.
To complete the story.
It's filmed as if you walked in on that, and then that's exactly what you would see happen.
Yeah, absolutely. There were so many great, phenomena. I thought phenomenally realistic. I think visceral is or immersive and visceral are the words. Like the injuries that people get and the wounds that are sustained and just how sloppy everything is. And I don't know, it felt like you were there. It just felt so immersive in ways that action movies usually don't. Not that this was an action movie.
No.
Per se,
I'm disappointed I didn't see this in the cinema though.
It would have been. I mean, I watched
is a
it on
cinematic experience.
Yeah, I watched it on the big screen down here, which was really nice. But
Thanks
on
for
a
the invite.
full gigantic movie screen. Well, that was this morning.
Pick up Tiny. Pick up Tiny.
Pick up. Yeah. Jakey Poo says, a fascinating little world that they built with the throat bones and their tusks and the titular bone tomahawk and the brief shot of their women.
Yep.
Melissa says,
so great too, definitely.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Melissa says, yes, it was gore-tastic. Los Atlantis says, it is the opinion of the backup deputy.
Yes.
Jakey Poo says, the violence was so sudden and startling. Oh, and that flask.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was tough, right?
Ledger says, I got to run. Have a good night. Talk to you
Ledger,
later.
you need to see this, dude.
Yeah, Ledge, if you haven't seen this, check it out, my friend. I think you'll love it. Bone Tomahawk. It was shot, he said it was shot like a half hour from his house, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
They've shot this at Disneyland?
No, but close.
Did you watch fucking Kurt Russell from the hot tub?
And thank you for everything, Ledger. Thank
Big
you
Trouble,
for
Little Bubbles.
Melissa says the brutality of the tribe is what blew me away. They were barbaric animals at their worst. The small scene with the pregnant women showed how savage beyond what we know.
Oh, man,
Think about it. Think about it. Zeller could have.
I woke up next to a guy that looked just like
because
that.
Kurt Russell is probably not prone. Is probably not used to being in what I guess
now.
could be called a gore film or whatever. But think about it. I mean, Zeller could have said, "Here, watch Fetus." This
If Kurt Russell saw Fetus,
get a good idea of what we're going to try and do here.
Wait, I wonder if
not
he
from
showed
the craftsmanship, but from the fucking fact that Kurt Russell watched the movie with you in it. I'm all on.
Was he eating noodles?
He's not the Red Cross.
I would. I can you just imagine in the middle of this movie, Kurt Russell goes, "Now listen, I'm not a doctor and I'm not the Red Cross."
And the check is in the mail.
I'm not the fucking Red Cross, and I'm no nurse.
And the check is in the mail.
Oh man.
But one interesting thing is, Stacy does all the orders that we get.
Yeah.
And he ordered quite a few times, and she would tell me he just ordered another copy of Fetus. So he's
amazing.
ordered multiple copies of Fetus from us.
That's interesting. Wow. Very interesting.
So I started thinking about like, holy
That's just
shit,
fucking
who's those
Christmas
copies
gift
going to?
Yeah, it could
Bobby
be.
De Niro.
Yeah.
But Kurt Russell could own a copy of Fetus. Who knows?
Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be interesting.
I became desperate.
He was born desperate.
Will you stop playing his Kristen Mingle video?
So I don't want to talk too much about the gore. This is a fairly new flick, so I don't want to ruin too much. But the end is pretty
Effective.
Pretty effective.
It's definitely not a gore movie.
No, for sure, definitely not.
No,
but I guess it's in the way that like if you have. There's some bands or some music that is really silent and kind of builds up, and then it has this big crescendo, and it's almost sort of like that. It builds towards something, and it's one of those flicks that if you hang with it, I know because Melissa had said that it was slow, and I'm sure other people are going to see that if you're not dialogue minded, I guess. But hang with it because it's totally worth it, and then everything else leading up to that makes a lot of sense and totally worth it.
People have watched fucking 96 episodes of Walking Dead and nothing happened yet. And they're upset about fucking.
I'm watching the new season. I am like just so fucking bored.
All right, don't be hating.
I'm not hating. It's fucking boring.
And I think I agree. And I think this season is better than it's been the last couple of years.
Why are they fucking moving the herd anyways?
Like, why didn't
light them on fire?
Yeah,
Thank you, Johnny. No, exactly. No, it was. Here's the problem. I mean, we don't want to talk about it, but yeah.
Yeah,
they had
we don't
fucking.
have time.
They had engineers. Maybe we could fucking. They're all
Engineer.
contained.
Engineer.
Maybe we could fucking burn them. But yeah, you're right. We'll talk about it
The other
offline.
thing I want to mention is S. Craig Zahler also collaborated on the score. Him and another guy had scored this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We didn't even talk about the closing song yet. Did you guys
It's the
stick
fucking
around
best.
for that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. I'm trying to remember this correctly, but I'm pretty sure he sent me a CD of his black metal band.
Oh, nice.
And it's some of the best U.S. black metal I've ever heard.
Wow.
Wow.
Why don't we?
No
He has a
Scandinavia
black metal band?
I'm pretty sure it was. If I'm trying to remember, it was like last year. I think it was him that sent me the CD,
Oh, it's
Nice.
good.
Wow.
and I was very surprised. I was like, "Holy shit!"
That's amazing. That's really cool. Maybe we'll see if we can get S. Craig Zahler on the show sometime if he's not too big of a star to come on. he's going to be blowing up now.
Keep the fucking the raffle tickets going for another hour. We can fund Tomahawk too.
Exactly. Nathan Cotton Coy Vance Duke says if this had a wide release, the refunds and complaints would have been off the charts.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because like.
Well, with the synopsis being what it is, I mean, they put it right out there for you.
The trailer would have had to blow it, right? Like,
Yeah.
like there's nothing to put in a trailer in this movie that's not in the last 10 minutes, you know?
Right. Colmanist is joining us once again. Thank you again for tuning in,
Hey.
Colmanist. He says, hey guys, I just watched this movie
Stupid
last
call
night
me.
which is so ironic you guys are reviewing it this week. I really saw a lot of influences of different films like No Country for Old Men, Ravenous, and some other westerns. It was so amazing considering that this was the director's first feature. So well written.
Tiny, Western-wise, what did this remind you the most of?
Me personally, it reminded me of Treasure at Sierra Madre, but I think that's only because I haven't seen The Searchers. A lot of people seem to reference The Searchers, which is a John Wayne film. I'm not a fan of John Wayne, so I'll probably check it out though.
Yeah, I can see The Searchers and I can see that what you said. There's just something about this that reminded me of, again, with John Wayne, that reminded me of True Grit. I'm not sure what it was, or I think it was conceptually the traveling with somebody that couldn't defend himself.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Defend themselves as well.
Oh. What scene are you guys watching right now?
No, we're not. I'm getting yelled at for playing with Velcro.
He was playing with Velcro, and I could hear it coming through the mic.
I'm watching the.
I was messing around once with Zero shoes.
Watching the flask scene, should I say?
Oh yeah.
Oh God! What great fucking practical effects on the cut in that scene.
Oh, no kidding, right?
I don't know that I've ever seen anything that I was just like, holy shit, they did that to a person. I don't quite get it because it doesn't look prosthetic. It looks good. Looks really good.
The scene was so unexpected considering who it happened to.
Right.
No doubt.
You know what this actually reminds me of exactly, Tiny?
Mm-hmm.
You have kind of like a gritty, dirty old man, right?
Yeah.
You have like kind of a posh. You have kind of like
Remember
a posh.
Prom Night?
Yeah, like a kind of a posh, like gentleman type guy, and then you have somebody that is very high on the Wild West, like autism scale. It's like that time we took Monster Zero to Wegmans.
Here's this
like,
is
in the opinion of Monster Zero, I like Jalalo.
This is the scene that I wanted to.
I don't want to watch this again.
I wanted to talk about. I don't want to mention too much for the right there. With the foot.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Oh, that's amazing.
I forgot about that.
The foot, and then what happens next is ridiculous.
And the pacing of this is amazing.
And this actually reminded me of you, Brian.
Yeah.
Like the amount, the way that the final decapitation in that was shot.
Yep.
So I believe inspired by.
Jakey Poo says, got a jet, great review. Just want to know how much I got to donate to get the Raven Shadow spin-off show, Coffee Talk with Michael Raven Shadow, off the ground.
$500.
Funny that you mentioned that, Jakey Poo. We're actually thinking about doing a Sunday morning show. I don't know if Raven Shadow's invited, though.
No. Hey, you can't come. That's the day
you won't be able to come.
Can we do it late?
Somebody brought up a thing that with you, the reasons you can't come are like seasonal, but they're always the same. I need to rake my lawn. I need to
mow the lawn.
Shovel snow. I need to mow my lawn. And in between that Mad Libs, at the end is, I'm a grown-ass man.
All right, let's go to the verdict.
I'm wearing a suit.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, verdict time. Let's go around the room, and we're going to let the folks know out there whether we thought this film is a trick or a treat, and any final last thoughts we have. Michael Raven Shadow.
Yo.
I didn't say drink. I said fucking give your quick verdict.
Oh, I thought it was
Yo.
a game.
Yo.
Let me speak on this. No, I enjoy this. No.
No. It's like disagree. He's
What are you
disagreeing
saying
with
no
himself now.
for? What are you saying no for? What does the no mean?
Yes, no, yo.
What part of quick don't you get?
Listen.
It's his internal dialogue coming to the surface.
There's a lot of demons in the back, Tiny. Been gone a while. All right, Brian, earmuffs. No. Listen. I enjoyed this. I thought it was going to go into a darker realm.
You enjoy this?
Yeah.
It didn't have to. But I liked where it went.
You should just not say quit because for some reason it gets longer every time you tell him to go fast.
Yeah, it helped if you had a lady's voice. Thanks for the guys playing in the back. Treat.
All right, MZ.
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna go there. Like I said before, this is definitely one of the best cast films I've seen in a long, long time. The cast in this, it wasn't too kitschy. It wasn't like it wasn't like it was trying to like impress horror fans or gore fans by injecting a few genre stars in there. Just play some.
Patrick Wilson and Kurt Russell have not been in any important genre stuff.
I'm not saying that. Now, do you just shut up so other people
trying to
can talk?
Come on. Tiny's gonna go.
Jesus.
Will you just make sentences like an adult?
He can't shut up. He can't stop himself.
Because I want you to
he
stop.
Can't stop.
Lost
He can't
was a weird
stop.
thing.
Yeah.
No one saw that.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is one of the best cast films I've seen in a long time, and I especially the story is great. The characters, it's definitely a well character driven story. The effects are really good. The practical effects are really good. I don't think there are any CGI in this thing at all. If there are, it's extremely minimal. It looks beautiful. I love the night scenes. The night scenes are absolutely gorgeous, and it felt very authentic. And for a first-time director, this is a smashing movie. An absolute treat.
All right, Brian.
Definitely a treat. This definitely has the best writing I've seen in a movie in a long time. Everything just seemed very natural and realistic, and the acting was just phenomenal. So yeah, it's probably a movie that impressed me the most all year.
Interesting. Okay, Dynamo.
Not since Cold in July did I get hit between the eyes with a film like this. I really loved it. Treat.
All right, Tiny Wight.
That's interesting. Yeah, this was a pretty amazing movie. I didn't know quite what to expect from it. I guess I thought it was going to be a little more gratuitous, and I was very thankful that it wasn't. I thought it played that line so beautifully, and just ended up being kind of a classic, as a result of of the director's discretion, I think. So treat. How do we do this again?
Yeah, that's how we do that here. So this film is definitely, it's a sum of all its parts, and all the parts work exceptionally well. Ooh. It's a perfect example of effective script writing, great performances, and I think very economical filmmaking. I don't know how else to describe it. And I was secretly hoping, I had certain expectations heading in, I guess, which is, sometimes can be unfair to a film. So I was secretly hoping for a little bit more action and more horror, but it absolutely didn't diminish what was actually here. Make no mistake about it. This is an incredibly well-written film, an impressive feature debut, and definitely I know it's gonna show up on some best of lists at the end of the year. I have a feeling. So definitely big time treat for me. So there you go, all around treats all around, and everyone that was hanging out in the chat room seemed to really dig it as well. So this is a flick that should be on your radar. If it's not, it is available on video on demand, otherwise known as VOD. MZ.
Kneel before VOD.
Thank you. You were looking at his phone. I wasn't sure if you were going to get me with that.
No, I got you. I got your back, babe.
So go check out Bone Tomahawk. As for next week, we're actually a little bit up in the air right now because next week is the Wednesday Night Wars. It is the return
already
of the Wednesday Night Wars. So we're going to watch some wrestling flicks next week with our friends over at OTC, Outside the Cinema. So we're going to join them.
I miss them a lot.
I do too. I feel like I haven't really talked to them since the last time they were.
I'm going to be on Overload too, because the week after that, I believe, I'm going to go see King Diamond with Bill by Force. So
I'll be there too.
Nice.
Awesome.
We're going to get together. That's a party right there. Me, Brian, Bill by Force, King Diamond. It's like a super group.
So there you have it. Next week, we're going to do the Wednesday Night Wars. We're going to be on Outside the Cinema around 6 p.m. And then right afterwards, we're going to do Trick or Treat Radio, and we're going to have those guys with us. And we're definitely going to do a wrestling-themed movie. We're just not sure exactly which one yet. We're picking through the archives and trying to find a good one. So it'll be a bit of a surprise for you guys. And also, we're gonna review a wrestling show next week. I'm not sure which one we're gonna do, but I can tell you it will be a Chikara show.
I think a Barbarian has already thrown his name out there that he would like to be included for the wrestling review too.
Good.
So,
I hope that happens again because that was a lot of fun last time.
Yep.
So that's what's going to go on. Very wrestling centric, but we're still going to talk about horror and all sorts of stuff. We'll definitely throw a horror twist into the film, whichever one it is. And it should be a lot of fun. So join us next week for the Wednesday Night Wars. Now we need to say goodbye to Mr. Tiny Wight. Tiny, it certainly has been too long. It's blast having you on, and I know you got a lot going on in your life, but hopefully we can get you back every now and then.
Definitely. Yeah, keep reviewing more movies like this, and I'll be on from. I couldn't resist. I mean, this is definitely right up my alley. So,
but I don't want you to leave.
Aw, you're gonna make him cry.
Tiny, you're all over the greatest hits. Come on,
that's great.
People love you.
I'm looking forward to putting the greatest hits on. Definitely, I gotta get.
People love it's only $6 for both of them. People love you, Tiny.
I can't wait until the $1,000 mark where the Monster Zero versus Dynamo mud sumo wrestling.
We'll do that. We'll do that. No one wants that though.
I will have a professional wrestling match with anyone you want if we hit the $1,000.
Oh, Jake,
mud sumo wrestling.
No, I don't, because I don't want to get fucking. I don't have a big. It would just look like two chubby girls having a tit grab party in the mud. Like it just.
That's what's going to be so awesome. It's going to be in slow motion too.
Great.
Jakey Poo just said Ultima Lucha. Is that a movie?
I know
we'll have to look into it and see.
Yeah, I love that dude. Hey, if you are not listening to Cult of Muscle, like those guys' opening segment is as fun and informative as other people's full podcast. So definitely check those guys out.
Well, maybe Jakey Poo can hip us to whatever he's talking about because I don't see anything coming up. So we'll figure it out though. That's going to be next week. Tiny, awesome having you on, bud.
Nice hanging with you guys, definitely.
Yeah. And we'll definitely have to do it again soon. So.
I miss you so much. Are you done making fucking mazes so we can get back to this record?
Yes, you like crazy,
sir. Like that's what I was gonna yell at you about. Like, Brian, does this make fucking sense to you? Tiny, like we gotta rush because we got lucky. My surgery hasn't happened yet. We can fit in this record before I might not be able to sing again. I would like to, but I am making a maze. I am in the midst of making a labyrinth, so we can't make that record.
I've had to do that.
Spiderweb lab.
Takes a lot of work, so.
Yeah.
That's priorities, right?
Yeah, thanks. Just so kids could go in and steal the candy, and my sister could be mad. It was a fucking disaster.
I'm out there the same thing, doing up my yard. So.
Maybe you could come to Tiny's yard and guard the fucking candy.
All right, so we're gonna say goodbye to Tiny. We're gonna head to a commercial break. Let's maybe we will play. You know what? Since
Tiny, come back.
Actually, we gotta get going too.
What?
What?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Speak for Brian.
No, we have to talk to Brian.
Okay, let's talk to Brian.
You're going to hang on for a few more minutes.
I mean, you can go if you want.
Yeah, you can go. We'll give Brian a ride home.
Yeah, why don't you get some pizza?
Yeah, why don't you stop by Golden Pie Tasting?
My car's at his house. Just bring me there.
We're just going to do a quick break here. We're going to, we'll do a Scream Queens promo since they were on the top 10 with us. So, all right, Tiny Wight, say goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Nice hanging with you.
All right, see you, Tiny.
Bye-bye.
Faye Ray, Janet Lee, Adrian King, Heather Langenkamp, Amy Steele, that weatherman who saw the cockroach, Jamie Lee Curtis, and you. Come on, you know you wanna. Let her rip. There. Now don't you feel better? You are now officially a Scream Queen. Come play with the rest of us at www.screamqueens.com. That's Queens with a Z. Or you could subscribe to us on iTunes. Either way, it's gonna be fucking fabulous. The Scream Queens Horror Podcast. It's where horror gets bent.
All right, quick break. We are back on Trick or Treat Radio, and we are going to talk to Brian Paulin now, some more, but we're going to talk specifically about his latest film, Cryptic Plasm. We're also just going to talk about his filmography in general, and we're probably not going to spend nearly as much time as we would like, but you know what, Brian? When we get to the new studio, let's have you back.
I'll definitely come back. This has been
Awesome.
fun.
Awesome. Come back all the time.
Yeah. You can replace Raven Shadow.
I think we'll be somewhat closer.
Yeah, I think we will be. I think our new place will probably be a little bit closer to you. So.
All right, great. Just let me know.
All right, awesome. So now let's dive a little bit into this. So obviously, Cryptic Plasm was 2013, correct? That's when you filmed it.
Well, actually, it took like 3 years to film.
Right.
And we finished it in 2013.
Okay.
And then it just sat there.
as the way it is in with the independent filmmaking. So why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about Cryptic Plasm for people out there who have yet to see it, or maybe a brief little elevator pitch about what it's all about.
All right. Story-wise, is probably one of our more mainstream movies, but it's about a guy who, not really a paranormal researcher, but he just likes to explore like mysterious encounters and stuff that happen. And he's been filming his stuff, and he tries to get a TV show going, and he gets the money to go for it, and him and a cameraman head out there. So there's different stuff. You see some of his investigations, but the main one is he wants to go to this town where the population just mysteriously disappeared, and basically what caused it still lingers, and it starts to infect him, and from there everything goes to hell for him. We get into a lot of different like other dimensions. It's very Lovecraftian, a lot of otherworldly stuff going on, cosmic entities and black holes, wormholes, a lot of different stuff.
Awesome. Well, sounds fucking phenomenal. I know a lot of our listeners out there will probably be really, really interested in checking this out. So, if they do want to check it out, where can they do so?
You can buy it on our website, morbidvisionfilms.com. Just click on the store link, and eventually we'll have it up on eBay. But right now it's just at the store.
Cool. So everyone out there who's interested, go check out morbidvisionfilms.com. You can purchase it right from there. Let me go to that site right now, actually. So, Monsters Here, why don't you talk a little bit about your involvement with the flick?
Okay, yeah. Well, the footage that I shot was just one night, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, just one night. Actually, I remembered you were supposed to play a different character originally. Originally, you were going to play that preacher. That does the exorcism.
Right.
I can't remember what happened. Something with our schedules didn't line up, and we just made sure to definitely get you in there and gore you.
Yeah, and then gore me up you did. It was. I think it was only one night, and there was a makeup process in which my entire scalp was completely under a prosthetic bald cap. And then he started applying the makeup on there, and it really started getting crazy. It's with layers and layers of skin and a couple of tubes sticking out in the back.
Had you rigged up for all the blood.
Right. And you use two different kinds of blood for that. You always use two different kinds of blood: the syrupy blood and the water blood.
Yeah, usually what's on the face, that's got to stay there, be the thick stuff, and then lots of food coloring, and so far the spraying, so we can get the geysers going everywhere.
Right. One thing is certain: if you work with Brian, you'll know you'll get bloodied up, and if you do, he'll make sure that it's like 20 degrees below outside.
It's not done on purpose, but it always seems to happen.
It always seems to happen. I've worked with you on 4 films so far, man, and so far every single time, it's fucking cold out, man.
I do it to myself though. Also, the shot in Fetus where I'm standing outside the store in the rain. That was in December.
Yes.
It was like 30 degrees out, and I had a hose on me.
Oof. Yeah. So
I take it too.
Yeah, it's not easy, but it's definitely fun and worthwhile, and it's worth it. When it's all done, it's absolutely worth it. And I love working with Brian. I mean, it's just, I always look forward to the next film that he's got planned, and I can't wait to find out how he's going to inject me in the story, or if he's going to inject me into the story somewhere.
That's a big question.
Presumption.
We'll have something for you. I mean, the best thing about what we do is all it is a group of hardcore horror fans getting together and having fun. None of us are making money off of this.
No.
I mean, the movies are out there. We have gone worldwide and everything, but it's still just people passionate about horror films, just having a good time.
I have two quick things to say. One a little longer than the other. I'm gonna do the second part first, so you don't think I'm just saying it for the thing. But I'm unless I guess maybe I am dying. But if I don't die, right, it would be my honor at some point down the line to have a Dynamo Mars co-written extravaganza with you at some point, because you do stuff that like you would take me to like a level that it like is something I would never consider doing, because I'm very talky, and I think where we would meet in the middle would be very, very sexy. So,
well, yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, let's make it. And also,
it rhymes with mim job.
well, we already know how we'd fit Monster Zero in.
What again?
Yeah, it's good.
What are those fucking sounds you're doing?
Yeah.
Jesus.
But
you're not.
But if you want to know where I fell in love, right? Andy Christ came over my house one day, right? And I was like, "What are you putting on?" Because you never know if in that part of the 2000s if I was going to be excited about what he put on, because it'd be like, like Spaz fell asleep and vomited on himself, and we made a video. And now we're going to watch it on your television. But, like, he played for me. I go, he goes, "This is a film I was just in. Are we going to watch your parts?" He goes, "No." We watched the last 12 minutes of Bone Sickness. And I would put, you could talk about budgets and you could put it on anything else. And I've said this to Wolfie, so he knows I'm not bullshitting. I would put the last 15, 20 minutes of Bone Sickness in the mayhem, in the carnage, in the fucking fun, against the last 15 minutes of just about any fucking zombie movie there, man. That is like the shit that you like. Normally what happens at that time is people will run and they'll turn around and the zombies are coming and this is happening. You're just like, fuck it, the zombies are there, the people are there, some dudes are getting lit on fire, some guts are getting fucking pulled out, and shit is real. So I recommend that everybody picks up, Bone Sickness, but if you don't have time to watch it right away, just go to that last chapter and you will be a fan of Bone Sickness forever, because it is the real fucking deal, and I love it. I truly love it. So
thanks, that's awesome.
It's fucking great. Like, and really, you can thank, no disrespect to my little brother, my little big brother here, but like, I've seen other things that he was in, and I didn't rush out to see it. So, but Andy Christ, Barbary, we'll pull back the curtain, was like, "This is no fucking joke, and I know you, and you're gonna be all about this." So
that's cool to hear, because like I don't know how much I only get to talk to him every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I know he's a hugely busy person, so it's cool to hear that side of it.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
And he brought it to me. You know what I mean? Like, because he knew that I would be a fan. So
cool.
It was very, 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 very awesome. And like if you like zombie mayhem. Like, oh yeah, Glenn might have got fucking ripped up. Yeah, like I was fucking tricked by that magic trick. But like,
it wasn't even a fucking. Oh no, never mind.
Slow it down.
But I really feel like it is fucking fun shit. And to be honest, what someone might call a budget, constraint of it being like on video. And now, what did you shoot that one on? Was that on?
It was video. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it makes it that much more fucking outrageous, because there's like almost like when the first dude in the like hazmat suit goes down, like you're like, what am I fucking even watching right now? Because like you see what happens in like the other movies, But then there's like extra stuff coming out. Like those zombies are just not satisfied with guts. They're like, nope, here's somebody's spine. Here's this. It's like, it's you're seeing how excited I get. You're hearing how excited I get. We've wanted Brian on since the first episode, and part of why I could tell him how, I have 2 copies of Bone Sickness. So it is awesome. And the end of that movie is fucking awesome.
The cool thing on Bone Sickness, that's the movie where it finally clicked. We're like, all right, this is what we're here for, to just go as far as we can, try to make the most outrageous shit possible.
Right.
Well, also still telling a story, but the effects got elevated during that movie, and I figured out how to pull off multiple effects, in a way to be able to do it and stuff. And it's just since that movie, it's we've kind of become known for these finales where the last 15 minutes of the movie, we just go as far as we possibly can and try to show you as much shit as possible.
And Bone Sickness, especially you do, and this was before like the zombie thing got super fucking crazy, but like you still, with as many as we've had since, in my opinion, have a very interesting spin on it in that film. So
good, yeah. Well, yeah, we add the extra part. We put in the goblins in there, which is like the whole main point of the movie, which, I'll just throw that out because the movie's 14 years old now, whatever it is now.
Which is crazy, right? Now, to go a little forward, and you can find when we reviewed it, right? I called you a directorial genius at one point. Can you guess why?
Why?
Just take a stab.
I know why.
Yeah, just take a guess why.
I'm beginning to think why.
Yeah, because you made this guy look like a fucking action
this
star.
Fucking dude look like he knew how to have a sword fight. And I've watched him operate his car keys. And as I'm watching it, I'm like, I know if this was really happening, he would hit himself and the person he's fighting would steal his wallet.
The popcorn's morning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We got something going right there. Blood
That was a lot of
pigs
fun.
on.
It was fun to film. It was just, we took each shot at a time. I showed them exactly what. The night before, I was, looking like an idiot down my basement, acting all these out by myself, doing all these moves and shit, and writing each one down in a notebook, so I knew how to go about pulling it off. And then I told Rich Rich George and Monster Zero there, all right, do this, and it worked. I mean, it came out great.
Look at that fucking
Look at
dome.
that fucking dome.
You look good with a sword, though.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
You should dress as yourself for Halloween.
Another directorial thing you did is that scene where he ran. Like you stopped it right before he had to pull out his inhaler.
And get the oxygen tank.
I was growing my beard to be Monster Zero for Halloween. Now I can cut it. Like I had the, I was sporting the Monster Zero beard.
No,
for a
now
while,
you look like Bin Laden.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So we are watching Blood Pigs here in studio, watching Monster Zero.
You look good.
Thanks, man.
Let's not go
Basically,
crazy.
what's going on?
Hey,
is
come on, look at me. I mean,
the twist in this movie is the humans are eating the zombies, and he's trying to find some good meat from the zombie. But now he's starting to notice the zombies are getting spoiled, so that's gonna make it even worse.
Yeah. And he's also not the Red Cross or
He's got plenty of noodles over here too.
One cool thing was Michael Gignol from Fangoria. He came up to our table at Rock and Shock the year we had this for sale for the first time. I told him the synopsis, and he's like, "Wow, I can't think of any other zombie film that does that."
No,
he goes, "I think
definitely
this is the only one with people eating zombies."
Yeah.
I was like, "Cool, great."
I haven't. I'm literally 4 months behind on all my magazines. Like I've watched all the movies that they're talking about in there, but. Isn't he the editor of Fangoria now?
Yeah, he just became editor.
Yeah, that's great. Good for him.
I want to message him. I want to send him a package.
Yeah.
Maybe hopefully they're still doing Gore Zone. Hopefully Gore Zone's still going.
It'd be interesting to get Chris Alexander and then Michael on, so we could have had all three editors on, because I'm interested to see. I think that Michael will return it to not that I've disliked it under this more retrospective Chris Alexander, but I feel like it will turn kind of back to the old Fangoria now to a degree because of Michael and his closeness with Tony.
You looked hungry there, Monster Zero.
Well, you know, I mean, I haven't eaten in a while. Can't you tell from my bloated gut?
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably the only downfall of this film. I don't know that I'd make a movie about people being wicked hungry with the guy that looks like he's wearing one of those blow-up sumo suits.
And there's, damn it, what's her name? Her name is escaping me.
Angelina Jolie.
Shut up.
Noodle Maiden.
Holy crap! You just made me go blank.
Nice job.
Try seeing her
Sarah.
naked.
Oh, we'll pull it up here.
Sarah Nicklin. Yeah, that's her name.
She was great.
She was.
She was a lot of fun to work with.
Yeah. She's actually, she's like doing, she's done a lot of B movies now, and she's doing
in California
conventions.
now,
And
so
yeah, she's doing conventions and shit. So she's done very well for herself.
She was in the Black Dahlia Haunting.
Yeah.
Disco Exorcist, Beyond the Dunwich Horror. None of that. Oh, is none of that? That's the one that Alexander keeps telling us to watch, right?
I think so. Did Disco Exorcist have its origins here?
Yeah. So
I feel like Pantophobe might be in that
yeah,
too.
I think she was. Yeah.
She was working on Beyond the Dunwich Horror
Oh, I saw
while we were
Pantophobe
filming
at
Blood
the,
Pigs, and they
Dennis
asked
show.
me to come over and do some stuff.
Yeah, she went as you. Pantophobe went as Michael Ravenshadow for Halloween. It
What?
was amazing. Yeah.
How did I not see
She
that?
was talking to me about it all day. She's like, "How can I what do I have to do to act like him?" I'm like, "Sit down, sister. I'll give you the 411."
Oh, here we go.
Completely out of my mind, and I was like, I didn't expect that at all.
Oh, Jesus.
What are we supposed to do? Oh, for God's sakes. I'm not the fucking Red Cross, and I'm no nurse. When we let David and his family stay here.
Oh, that's the line right there. And Brian, you do the music as well, right?
The music playing there was actually not mine. It was a friend of mine that I'd worked with. He did like 3 or 4 pieces for Blood Pigs. He did the main theme, like the hospital opening and Fetus, which I love that piece of music.
Yeah.
And then it's basically all the other stuff, like the more ambient stuff. I did that.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm the one that added the blast beats to the part of those.
Of course.
The action stuff. I'm like, I want to see what this sounds like.
That's definitely I knew that one. That I can guess. No, it's really cool. So
If only you knew somebody that made electronic music.
So, Brian, obviously, I know you had mentioned it earlier, and I know Monster Zero has been talking about it, but we have Morbid Tales is next on deck, right?
Yes, it's actually the rough cut is completely edited together.
Awesome.
It's an anthology of the very first 3 movies we ever shot back in 1990 and 1991, and just over the years, lots of emails from people asking, because I have a filmography page on the website, so you see like 1 or 2 pictures of some of the old ones, and people kept asking, when can we see these? I'm like, well, they're not for sale. They're just VHS made things just for fun. But came up with the concept for Morbid Tales, and then finally it felt right. I'm like, all right, I feel comfortable releasing them this way. So it's the first 3. I actually changed the order. You get the first one, then the third one, and then the second one, just because the time frame worked good for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we filmed a whole new wraparound story. And it was supposed to be just something simple at first, and it turned into like its whole another big, large story all on its own.
Right.
So even though it's the basic core of it is the anthology of the first movies, by the end of the movie, you're still getting one of the huge finales that you usually get from a Morbid Vision Films movie. Lots of effects.
With this guy.
Yeah.
Monster Zero.
Yeah.
Even though the movie actually takes place like in the 1800s, we had everyone in costume and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But just to be odd, we gave Monster Zero an oxygen mask. And he just, even though he's in like this old tire, but he was wearing something that, came out in the 60s or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make it look weird.
Yeah.
Just Brian Paulin translated. We need to cover his fucking face somehow. I know it's supposed to be in the 1800s, but give me. Could he deliver a pizza that he holds in front of his face the whole time? Like what? What could we have go on? Something. Oxygen mask. Give him an oxygen mask.
Come on, man.
They haven't invented. Have they invented paper bags yet? Could give him.
He looks like John Travolta.
It's true.
We just have a horse standing in front of him the whole time.
I recognize that guy with the sword right there.
Oh yeah.
So
I enjoy being in them. I don't know if I'm how good of an actor I am, but like I said, we're doing this for fun.
Yeah. Sure.
And I enjoy doing it. So.
Absolutely. That's ultimately that's what matters. You're doing it for fun. You're passionate about gore and about horror,
And I know I'll show up.
If you don't, you're in trouble.
You're talking to the guy that sings on half his records, even though he doesn't like the sound of his own voice. So I get it. You know, one opportunity you did miss. For years, I was telling you to write something where Tiny and I could like throw each other around and stuff like that. Now I don't. Now I'm like, so I have to sit there for 3 hours in a chair. Like, what if I hurt myself? Like, but back then I was like, we'll flip through glass. Monster Zero can tell us about noodles. Oh man, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, this scene is great.
Yeah.
So, we obviously don't have nearly enough time to spend with Brian, but I know MZ's got to get running, and he's Brian's ride. But obviously we have Morbid Tales to look forward to. Cryptic Plasm is available right now. You can get it from morbidvisionfilms.com. You can order it right from the website, and it looks like Bone Sickness is from Unearthed Films, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
we
just
had
found
our original version, which we completely sold out of, and then it got picked up by Unearthed, but that contract's over with. We're hoping to get a hold of some more copies, but plan eventually, I don't know if it'll happen in 2016, but we do want to re-release Bone Sickness, and we'll make like a really nice package for it.
Nice. That's awesome. One thing, I mean, hope I'm not out of place for mentioning, but it would be really nice to see about maybe getting these streaming online too.
Yeah, well, we've had a lot. Some people approach us, and nothing's really come out of it yet.
Yeah.
It's definitely the way to go eventually. Like, DVDs are my main thing. I don't want those to go away. But
Of course
I know
not.
eventually we do have to do, video on demand and stuff.
Yeah. Sure.
Just waiting for the right thing to finally come through, because some people say, "Oh, we'll do this for you," and it never happens.
It's funny. I literally just asked that question, and at the same time, Columnist had asked the same question. Said, "Hey, Brian, are you thinking about streaming your movie?" So,
I mean, there are a lot
you
of
go.
people, teaming up now. The Vinegar Syndrome and Severin Films have a thing now. And
Yeah, I was actually talking with them at Rock and Shock.
Yeah, you would. Your stuff would definitely fit in there. It's just a matter of, I don't know. I mean, I know you do it for the love and the passion and to get it out there, but at some point, like.
Oh, we definitely have to do it.
Yeah,
I know it's something that has to be done.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can help fund more movies by doing that.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like that's the key. That's what we tell everybody about. Even this, like, there's nothing that we're doing with that auction or whatever you want to call it to raffle that is going to make our life better in any other way than how art like enriches our life. Like I want to make web, like the 4 best scripts I've ever written are 4 25-page Deadites webisodes. Yeah. I want those to be real, but I want to be able to pay an amazing special effects guy to knock Monster Zero's head off. Like, I want to be able to get we can't act, so I have to get some people to act around us, so we can they can act and we can say there's plenty of noodles over there. So it's I want Hobbit with a shotgun to happen. I want Cannibal Run to happen. So all these things that we're doing now, how to make those happen. And you getting streaming will make more things happen. Yeah. Like it's really good. I feel like we're in a sexy part of the world right now. I feel like good shit is happening in New England.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is one voicemail from Chris McGibbon he wanted me to play while you two were still here. So I guess we'll end up with that. Melissa's in the chat room, says, "Later, guys, love you. Toes throbbing. Took some NyQuil. Got a bug. Got a crash."
Yeah, she fucked her toe up like a car crash.
Yeah.
It looks like a boomerang.
Yeesh. Well, thank you for hanging out, Melissa, and hope you feel better. Now let's go ahead and play that voicemail from Chris. This is for both you guys. Let's turn the volume up here first. All right, here we go.
Hey guys, Chris here. So, I was actually in one of Brian's movies as well. I was in Blood Pigs, and I'd like to actually counteract what Rich said, because we shot that movie in the middle of the summer, and it was 95 degrees out. Or the scene I was in was shot in the summer, at least.
That was the hottest day.
And I was one of the zombies. I'm the zombie that comes in the garage and kills, at the time, Monster Zero's girlfriend on some sort of harness device.
Yes.
Now, I love Brian dearly. He's a good friend of mine. But I wanted to kill him that day because he had me in a 3-piece suit, with a full head mask that went down to my chest, gloves, in a garage on a 95-degree day in the middle of the summer. And yeah. So I remember when I went to go kill the victim, rip part of her face off, I bent over and all of the sweat from my head had poured out of one of the eye holes. And it was black because of the makeup that Brian put around my eyes. And Brian loved it because it was so nasty and so gross. He wanted it to happen again. And I said to him, I was like, I don't think I can stay in this suit long enough for that to happen again. So if it's fucked up now, you're never going to get it because I'm not doing that. And yeah, so I don't know what the hell Rich is talking about, shooting in the winter. Maybe they shot more Blood Pigs in the winter, but I remember shooting in the summer. And as much hell as it was, I would do it again in a heartbeat. So, yeah. But Brian, I love you. You know, you're awesome. Looking forward to what you got in store. And I still got to check out Cryptic Plasm, so I got to get on that. But you guys are doing awesome tonight. Great show as always. And I'll keep listening. All right, peace.
Thanks, buddy.
No, he's right.
Very
You know,
cool.
I don't know how I could have forgotten that. He's right. When we did shoot Blood Pigs,
Yeah, most of Blood Pigs was actually during
shot
the summer.
Yeah, it was.
And that
it was
that
95.
day was one of those rare days where it was so humid.
Yeah.
And we were all dying, but it was like everyone kept everyone's like, "No, we'll do it. We'll get it done." And it came out cool. It all got in the movie, so it worked. But thank you for everyone who endured that.
Yeah. No, Chris was right. Yeah.
Just rewatching this fight scene that you have here, actually, it's pretty fucking good. Like, I haven't seen it in like 2 years, I'd say.
I'm like
And-
a huge fan of Asian swordplay films. So
Yeah.
I think I just watched a lot of different movies, and I was like, all right, how could we make this look really good?
Yeah.
I kind of like the sword fighting too.
Yeah, Michael Ravenshadow is too, but that's something different.
It's it's him and one other dude.
Yeah, so this was Blood Pigs is kind of me doing my Asian thing. So my love for Asian films.
Do you have, and I know it's probably like picking your favorite child, but do you have a favorite flick of the ones that you've made that you feel if someone were to, you have like one film that you could recommend to someone that you've done, could you pick one?
It was Fetus.
Yeah.
Fetus, I thought, represented what I like to do, what I like to create very well. But then once Cryptic Plasm came out, it was weird. When you're editing and you do the rough cut, then you do the sound effects, then you do the music. You have to watch the movie at least 5 times, and you can't look away because you got to make sure there's like no digital hits or anything.
Yeah.
And it gets tedious. I mean, as much as you love a movie, it's like, oh crap, I got to watch Fetus again. But that did not happen during Cryptic Plasm. I noticed within the first scene in the movie, I got sucked into the movie every single time. So now
Wow.
Cryptic Plasm is my favorite movie.
Awesome. That's really cool. Yeah. So maybe we'll have maybe we can get the new we'll get the new studio up and running. We'll have a screening of that for ourselves so we can all watch it.
Great.
So, all right. Well, I think that's going to do it because I know MZ's got to run, and we'll definitely have to have a return engagement sometime. I'd love to get a little bit deeper into the process, the filmmaking process, and talk a little bit more about that and how you operate there, Brian. So,
Whenever you want, just let me know. I'll
awesome.
do it.
We'll definitely do it again soon. So, we're going to say goodbye to both MZ and Brian now, and then
Michael Ravenshadow.
and then we're going to come back and we'll do. We'll just round out the show. We'll do some. We'll get some voicemails to play and stuff like that.
Episode 1 all over again.
So, MZ.
Yes.
Any final thoughts before we let you guys go? Any thoughts about Brian and the films?
Well, no more thoughts about Brian.
You sick of him?
Yeah, I'm really tired of your crap. But actually,
Now
no.
that remembers that hot day.
yeah, exactly. It's like, wait a minute.
But yeah, I know. In here, it feels like a cool, calm breeze compared to what we went through in that movie. But no, I just want to take this time to say farewell and rest in peace to Uncle Gunnar Hansen.
Oh yeah.
Our favorite Leatherface, the only Leatherface. And he died 68 years old, apparently of pancreatic cancer. And he was suffering for a long time, and it's a real shame and that he's gone. And I'm sure he's, if there is a heaven, I'm sure he's chainsawing through the pearly gates, even as we speak. Take care, big guy.
Yeah, it is sad.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it is terrible. I mean, most of us here have...
I felt so bad. Like, I felt so bad for you guys. Like, I really did. Like, I felt awful.
Most of us here had, like, hung out with him a couple times because, as we talked about the Barbecue of Blood with Mike Baronis, he almost always had Gunnar as a guest there. Gunnar would come down and hang, not as a guest, as a friend, I should say, and just come hang out with everyone. And we'd share drinks and barbecue and films. And
I still got the shirt that Gunnar gave me straight out of his collection.
Nice.
I'm still wearing it.
Yep. So, obviously, really good guy. I don't think anyone had a negative thing to say about him because
big guy, a gentle giant is what I called him.
Hard to say anything negative about the guy because he's a absolute sweetheart. And I had only really had a couple conversations with him, so I certainly don't have the kind of relationship that you did, MZ, or some of our other friends, but definitely a big loss and definitely too soon. 68 definitely left us a little too soon. But we'll always have Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is definitely one of our favorite flicks on the show, I would imagine. It's got to be up there. So it is a shame. But all right, well, we gotta close up the segment. We don't need to get all teary-eyed over here. So Brian, once again, thank you for joining us here in studio. It was a blast. Everyone go check out Cryptic Plasm and Brian's other flicks. Go to morbidvisionfilms.com for more information or where to buy them. And Brian, we'll definitely have to have you on again soon, but thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I loved it.
No problem. And MZ, why don't you go ahead and say goodbye to the folks?
Arrivederci, douchebags.
All right, we'll be back in just 1 minute.
This Christmas, see Santa as you've never seen him before.
You want a piece of Santa? Come get some!
In a world where everyone must kill to survive, even Santa.
I'll trim the tree with your brains!
Santa is one bad dude who's ready to save Christmas.
Sorry, guy, but you've been naughty!
Infinite Santa 8000. Now on demand on iTunes, Amazon, and other formats at infinitesanta.com. 'Tis the season to kill.
All right, that was awesome. Very fucking cool having Brian here. the passion is undeniable.
Oh, it's all over the fucking table.
We should clean that up.
Yeah, really. Any maids in the back?
Colemaness is hanging out. Chat room says, I'll definitely keep you posted with Morbid Vision Films. I'm about to turn in. You guys are great. I'll see you next week. Take care. Rest in peace, Gunner. P.S. There's a new killer edition of Mosquito out now. Okay, cool. I'll check that out.
Tony Randall movie?
Yes.
Tony Barano?
No, Tony Randall.
No, I heard you. Your mic is neither off or you're not close enough.
The Odd Couple?
There you go.
The guy who did Hellbound.
Hellbound, yeah.
I feel that Tony Randall was the...
Same name.
Different
fella. There's more. There could be more than one.
What, like the Highlander?
No, there only could be one.
There can only be one of those.
I really have to go home because I'm afraid I'm burning my house down right now. So
why do you think that?
Because I may or may not have left like 14,000 candles out of my
You
house.
and the fucking candles in
It
your
looks like the
bathtub.
fucking thing of the crow. Looks like the fucking scene in The Crow in there right now. So.
Wow.
Well, hopefully it looks like it before, like just candles, not burnt down.
Holy shit. So we got 50 new likes for Trick or Treat Radio tonight.
Nice.
All have Robert E. Ronsky in common.
Robert E. Ronsky.
That son of a bitch. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I mean that in a nice way.
Yeah,
I called-
dirty motherfucker.
I called Ledger a son of a bitch earlier.
Yeah. I would love to have that guy in studio again, like for a while.
Robert E. Ronsky. So,
Robert E.
Robert E. Ronsky, thank you, because clearly you sent out about 50 invites to people during the course of the show. Thank you, man. That's really nice of you to do. We definitely we haven't been pushing it too much, but but any way we can reach out to people is great. So thank you. We really appreciate it.
Let us touch you.
Jesus, you have to go somewhere like that.
You are,
You are what?
the worst.
I'm not the worst.
One day I'm gonna be fucking like.
You're gonna be fucking?
Like, I doubt it. But I'm gonna be in an insane asylum, and they're gonna be like, show me
here.
Show me on the doll where Michael Ravenshell tore your brain apart.
Spoiler alert.
All right, so now let's do some feedback, because maybe we can actually finish this episode in a reasonable time.
Do it.
Let me find the feedback. Here we go. No, I don't want to install a Flash update now. Jesus
Are you
Christ.
sure?
Yes.
Why not? It's fast.
Let's hear from Nick. The Nick Power Hour has begun.
Hey guys, Nick here. I got a little mini review for a movie. And side note, I won't send songs so much because I know you guys can get dinged. So I'll just be singing them.
Sure.
So yay
All
for
right.
you guys.
Yeah, we'll take that.
No, my mini review is on. I posted a picture a little while ago, maybe like a month or so ago, of that 10-disc, box set I got of the Bombs, Boobs, something or other, whatever, with Chuck Norris and all the action stars on them. I haven't really watched. I started watching one of the movies. It's it's campy. It's Chuck Norris movies, whatever. But the documentary is phenomenal. This is like Cult of Muscle stuff, and I'm not big into action movies, but they would eat this stuff up. But the documentary is phenomenal. I'm not keen to this world. I'm more horror based, but very interesting. These two guys that came from Israel, they basically was we can do Hollywood movies without Hollywood.
We get
And
bombs.
they did everything on the super cheap. Stunt actors were their actors pretty much, besides obviously the big names, they started off Chuck Norris and all those guys. Very interesting documentary. It talks to, they kind of have a pen of directors that they would go, all right, you're doing this new karate movie, you're doing this street punk movie, you're doing stuff like that, and these directors just pump out movies and movies and movies. Canon put out 300 plus movies a year, something crazy. That's probably wrong, but something crazy like that. Excellent documentary. They interview all the directors that would do these movies, and just how it was working with these the two producers that own the company. And I would totally suggest it to you guys. It's very interesting. You can pick up just the DVD for I think it's like $5 at Walmart, or you can get that pack with 10 movies plus that disc, or maybe 9 movies plus it. Whatever. Math is hard. But no, it's a great documentary. Very interesting. I say it's about 90 minutes, maybe a little longer, or maybe it's 2 hours. I don't know. But very good, very interesting. And like I said, I won't send songs because I don't want you guys to get dinged. So I think I'm going to do more reviews, more serious stuff. But I might throw an Auntie Raven Shadow now and again. All right, guys, have a good one. Nick here, bye.
Awesome. It sounds pretty interesting. Are you familiar with that, Dynamo?
Yeah, I am very excited. It's going to be on Netflix very soon. The only reason that I don't, and I've walked around with it a couple times and taken it out of my Amazon cart, I have 2 DVDs on my main shelf now that my bone sickness got wrecked. It is Mike Malloy's awesome Eurocrime documentary and Manborg. Oh, now actually, thanks to our good friend El Gore, I also have the Astron 6 shorts. But
oh yeah.
I'm just like kind of a weirdo, anal retentive person about how the Blu-rays line up with the DVDs.
You also have an Evil Dead Book of the Dead edition, right?
Yeah, that's with the fancy stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's where somebody would have to work really hard to dump a fucking bucket of water on it stuff. But so it's cool. But I'm very excited for it. That and this documentary that Showtime has on right now called Why Horror, are 2 of things I've been really jacked about since they were in Kickstarter mode. So I'm glad that I'm going to finally get to watch them. It's going to hit Netflix very soon, but I think next Tuesday maybe, or the 16th. So
okay.
I'm excited, but it's not on Blu-ray. So in that collection's not on Blu-ray. So a collection that has fucking over the top and Masters of the Universe would live at my house if but otherwise I would just be buying another copy of those films on DVD. So
for sure,
because I already have them on DVD.
Well, cool. I'm interested in checking it out for sure. Let's hear from Nick again. This is another movie review, I think.
Nick here again. Sorry, I didn't actually say the title of the documentary. It was called Electric Boogaloo. And again, that's with the Canon 10-disc film set with the bombs, broads, and blockbusters, or whatever the hell it's called. Electric Boogaloo, like I said, you can get it for $5 on its own, or you can get it with that set, which is like $40 with the 10 movies on that disc. Really cool, though, documentary. I think you guys would totally dig it. You dig it the most. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right. Nick Power Hour continues on.
Hey, Trick Tree Radio. Nick here, aka Cuddlebird. This message is for Mr. Dynamo Mars. I've recently noticed on the podcast, because I've been catching more, the live shows, he seems pretty down. And I know the joke, what's different from any other day. But no, lately he seemed a little more down, and I know with his surgery and everything. And I'm just sending some good vibes.
Thanks, man.
Hoping he feels okay, and just pointing out that, he's got fans, and I know I didn't call them fans, but listeners out there that, appreciate him. All you guys make me laugh. But Dynamo, he's kind of my kind of humor, and he makes I laugh my tits off when he's making fun of Raven Shadow or Monster Zero. So yeah, Dynamo, just
thanks.
There's people out there that care about you.
Thank you.
We want you to be better, feel better in the mind. You're a great dude. All right.
Thank you, man.
So just a little pep talk for you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Have a good one, guys. Love you all. Bye.
Well,
Nick.
Thanks, Nick. What do you think, Dynamo?
Thanks, man. And it does wear on me, because what happens is I get, one of these guys will make me laugh, and I'll be having a great time, or I'll feel like, I had a really good point every once in 100 years. And the only thing worse than having a surgery that might affect you from being able to do the things you love is having to fucking wait for it. And that's where I am now. My insurance basically decided that they're only going to pay for 2 CAT scans in a quarter or something, and I had them during.
Well, what about dog scans?
Yeah, dog scans I can have.
Okay.
Or like my doctor said, it was an option. If I get sick enough to have to go to the emergency room, they have to do it. So I'm basically waiting to either get sick again.
Let's reenact some stuff from Bone Tomahawk then.
Yeah, you could, or that insurance to go through. So yeah, I do get down, and thank you for noticing. And you know, I just I know no one's gonna believe me saying this, but like it is not easy to know that I might not be able to, like, I'll still sit here, you know, and I'll probably like it better because I won't have to hear me. But it's not easy to know that I won't be able to do that. Might not be able to do that with this guys again, or I might not be able to sing for everybody, you know, anymore. Which I'm sure both those things have their people who are elated about it. But you know, I do get down. I try not to show it, and I apologize that it comes out. But you know, thanks so much, man. Like and I said this on the internet, and I mean it. I think I died 3 years ago. I am strictly powered by all you guys, you know, hit me up, tell me, you know, show me screenshots that you're listening on Spotify, sending, you know, nice voicemails, and, you know, certainly blown away with like the raffle right now. Like, I know I speak for all these guys when I say, you know, I never don't want to come here. Well, that's not true, but I never am upset when I leave here because you guys are so fucking awesome. I always, no matter what happened the rest of the show, our listeners leave on a good note. Walking off stage at Ralph's, all the hugs and love and high fives that we got, and the thank you Deadites chant. Thank you. And thank you, Nicholas, specifically. You crack me up, brother. Like, I love to hear from you. I'm excited to hear your film reviews. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really feel I never have the right word, and hopefully somebody smarter than me can put it out there because I'm not spiritual in this way, but you guys make me feel blessed to be able to, you know, come to work in every element and have and be able to, you know, work with you guys. I don't consider you fans. I consider you part. So thank you.
He wants you inside him.
We can always count on Raven Shadow.
Maybe.
Yeah, most of the time, some of the time. All right, the Nick Power Hour rolls on.
Hey guys, this is Nick. I'm going to sing you one of my favorite songs from one of my favorite Ryan Gosling films with Valentine.
Nice.
Ready, Dynamo?
Yep.
You gonna stare at Ryan Gosling in a cardigan?
I may have made an album of that on Facebook.
I know you did. Should pull it up.
Always hurt the ones you love, the one you shouldn't hurt at all. You always take
that turn, Nick.
The sweetest rose and crush it until the petals fall.
Oh yeah, feeling it.
You always break the kindest hearts, and with a hasty word you bend recall.
Oh, yeah.
And if I broke your heart last night, it's because
Raven Shadow's feeling it.
I love you most of all.
What's those pipes? Turn on your hot light.
Make it shine wherever you go. Make it shine a happy glow for all the world to see. Turn on your hot lights in the middle of a young boy's dream.
Young boy's dream.
Don't wake me up too soon. I'll have nightmares about what you're gonna do while I'm asleep.
Are you gonna do a crane kick? What are you doing over there?
I mean, what fucking worry about what I'm doing?
It's gross, I'll tell you that.
Come on, the cysts are flowing.
You doing the bad lieutenant dance? Show me with your mouth.
It's exciting. Thank you, Nick.
All right, thank you, Nick. All right, Power Hour rolls on.
Hey guys, Nick here. I'm calling in to talk about the greatest hits, volume uno and dos. I thought they're great.
Thank you.
Great job. Great job. I don't know, a little Tim and Eric there. No, they were funny, and a lot of them I didn't know, which was cool. And I say though some of my favorites were Dynamo's helium rant on Marvel comics, and no one wants to see fucking Spider-Man get married to Mary Jane.
That's pretty
Why
good.
you make a whole comic of that? Oh, sorry, I'm
pretty
getting
good.
sick, so I can't go as high. And one of my other all-time favorites is Richard Nixon, Pinball Wizard. I was probably looked like a moron cutting my grass, laughing hysterically to nothing, as it seemed like yesterday. But yeah, I can't wait for the show tonight. Yeah, have a great one, guys. Ungao, bye.
Ungawa to you too.
All right, you know what? We're going to pause the Nick Power Hour because we got a couple other voicemails here. Let's hear from, I think it's going to be a review of Bone Tomahawk, but let's hear from our boy Josh from the Arkham Film Society.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio, guys. It's Josh from the Arkham Film Society. Just wanted to,
Josh calling in from
give
my
you guys
shoe
a quick
microphone.
call, about Bone Tomahawk.
Yeah.
I'll just keep it simple. It's fucking awesome.
Yep.
I watched that film this morning, and it was just everything I could have hoped for and more. It looked great. It had an interesting story. Had an amazing cast. I mean, not even just Kurt Russell, but I mean, Patrick Wilson was great. Matthew Fox and Richard Jenkins stole the show in half their scenes. And, you know, of course, David Arquette, Sid Haig. I mean, so many good people in this film. And I thought, like, the effects were great. I thought the build was good. I don't know. I loved it. And I'm just super psyched I was able to see it. And thanks. So it's definitely a high recommend. It's definitely a treat. You know, if I had to give it a poster quote, it is that Bone Tomahawk, a much better inbred backwoods cannibal film than the Hills Have Eyes remake. And also, for anybody who didn't see my post on the fib from last week, because I posted my Green Inferno review since I wasn't able to call in last week.
It's all about you, Josh.
But, I really enjoyed that film too.
Come on. It must be our age, right?
I mean,
Is that what
I
it
know
is?
it's not as good as the Italian cannibal films, and I can accept that.
Well, he liked it.
And I think its biggest failing in that is I actually agree with Mars in that I think the overall look of Green Inferno was kind of disappointing. Yes, there's some beautiful scenery, but all of those Italian films were just so overly gorgeous in their photography that, you know, that this one just couldn't quite get there. And I thought in all of its, you know, aspects that was my only complaint, actually, which is a pretty minor complaint. And I thought that Green Inferno was a really, you know, a heck of an entertaining film, especially in a theater with a crowd. I really wish I could have seen Bone Tomahawk in a theater with a crowd.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't meant to happen, unfortunately.
I'm taking notes, by the way.
Bone Tomahawk is a treat and a recommend. Thank you very much, guys. And I look forward to seeing whatever's next. Okay, bye.
I watched last week and I realized that I look totally disinterested, but it's because I'm like, I don't want to fucking listen to this show tomorrow. I better write this down while I remember.
Lost in Atlanta says, Josh, no, bad Josh. I guess agreeing with you.
Hey.
And Reservoir Doug says, Nick, new frontman for the Deadites sounds way better than their current frontman.
Yeah, well, you could get Michael Ravenshadow to be the new frontman for the Deadites and sound better than the current one.
Hey.
Speaking of Green Inferno, let's move on. It looks like Nick may have given us thoughts on Green Inferno. Let's check it out.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio, Nick here. It's probably my 10th message for tonight's show. I don't know. But I'm going to say something that's going to make you guys real mad at me.
Uh-oh.
Especially my buddy Dynamo.
Uh-oh.
And he's going to hate me more than Tom C. hates me.
Well, fuck Tom
but
C.
I'm speaking my mind,
Agreed.
and that's just how it is.
Please.
So you guys just reviewed The Green Inferno.
Last week, for sure.
And to my surprise, everyone hated it. Except for Stephanie. But, she's she's not on the show. But after listening to the show, and I saw the movie before you guys reviewed it, the only review I heard was Monster Zeros, way back when. I gave it a crazily A+. But after listening to your show and thinking about the problems and blah, 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 I'd still give it a B to a B-. I had a lot of fun. I mean, here's the thing. It's going to sound sacrilegious. I have Cannibal Holocaust. I like Cannibal Holocaust. But there's not much story with Cannibal Holocaust. It's a couple kids. They mess around with the tribesmen, think they're doing a documentary video. They get what's coming to them. That's fine. It's mostly in the cutting room or him talking to the university. I mean, it's gory as shit. It's the number one. It's did it first. I get it. But I guess I agree with you, the little bit of story this had, but you know what? It was more story and more reason for them to go to the rainforest than there was in Cannibal Holocaust. And I know right now Dynamo's going, shut it off. But I'm sorry, we can't all agree on films, and I just
shut it off.
I had a lot of fun with this. I mean, I know Joe DeCanio would hate that I said that. Oh, it's a lot of fun. That means you shouldn't like it.
Right.
But I mean,
he's also a communist.
I
He
do
told
think
me I was mid-20.
the story was
kind of
lacking a little bit, but I think he needs to get away from those Spaniards. Get away from that Nicholas Lopez.
Agreed.
Get away from that Ari whatever, the guy that was masturbating in the cage.
Agreed.
I know he's buddies with them, and he introduced them to his wife, basically, but I think they're harming his writing. I really do. I have not seen Knock Knock. Hopefully that's more to his form, but he's got to get away from those Spaniards.
Get away from the Spaniards.
Write his own stuff. I think they're influencing him too much.
Should have rethought.
And look how terrible Aftershock was.
I like that.
So,
It was terrible.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I still give it like a B-, B+.
Jesus Christ.
I liked it a lot. Film for Thought, I liked it a lot.
I feel like all my young friends' reviews of that film are dyslexic. Like A and B are the bad ones.
I'm watching The Undertaker Tombstone a Turkey right now. That's all I know.
On what?
Thanksgiving.
Jimmy Fallon, I guess. What the fuck?
Is that really happening now?
Yeah.
I'm not doing his hairline any favors.
No.
I mean, people that live in glass houses should change with the shades down. But
what? Ip Man 3 trailer released for upcoming martial arts film featuring Donnie Yen and Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Is this for real?
Yeah.
Why are we not reviewing this right now?
Well, I think we're doing a show. You're watching YouTube.
Mike Tyson says, Facebook, check out a teaser for my new film Ip Man 3 on Fandango.
Mike Tyson's here?
Hey, Mike.
Oh, it's just Wolfie.
What was prison like?
It was hell.
Yeah, it was real. I'm sure it was real hot on you. I mean, at first I didn't think that I would like getting a rim job from a fat Puerto Rican man, but it grew on me.
I love dancing.
Yeah.
I love Thor. I love being Thor after I work out.
Yeah, it's true. I guess so after I work out from throwing around my hammer.
Why is that so funny to me?
Come see my film, IP Man.
IP Daily.
Yeah, come see. It's good. It's got some famous Asians in it. If you like that sort of thing.
Yeah. If you like number 7s, you'll enjoy this movie.
The Hangovers.
The Hangovers.
I was in I don't think this film's gonna be as funny as The Hangovers, but in that film I had a panther or tiger, whatever. I had some sort of a tropical cat that wasn't appropriate
cat
for me to have in my home, and Bradley and the boys stole it. They stole my cat. And then somehow we became friends, and I sang one night in Bangkok. But this film is like The Hangover, because that film's got a bad guy that's Asian. Everyone's Asian in this film, except for me. But I feel like I'm Asian at heart.
Facebook, check out my latest film, Ip Man 3.
You know what's funny? Wolfie?
What?
What?
After I bit, this is a good one. You ready? After I bit Donnie Yen's ear, I was hungry again in a half hour.
I'd expect that from him, not you idiot.
It's not me. It's Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. Mike's like Michael Ravenshadow. It's often unintentionally rapist and sexist.
Michael Ravenshadow.
No, rapist. Rapist. I'm trying to say rapist, but keep saying rapist. I guess either one works. Depends.
He's a bad man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's a bad man.
He's the baddest man around.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I'm like James Brown, but young and convicted and alive.
My favorite quote is when he says, I'm gonna
fade into Bolivia.
Not oblivion, Bolivia.
I like when he tries to be smart and like a pig at the same time. Like, do you ever see the press conference where the woman from ringside tries to ask a question? He's like, "Are you gonna fornicate with me? Because I only answer serious questions from women who fornicate with me." Like, it seems counterintuitive of what you obviously are trying to get down. Then,
yeah. Oh man.
I didn't really think that one through. Not only was it rude, it was very rude. It also didn't make any sense. Like, if it's time for us to fornicate, what do I want to do an interview for? That's crazy. That's nuts. That's nuts. Like, you know what? That's not like having a tiger in your house. I should call Bradley. You see his film, American Sniper?
Bradley, pick up.
He plays a guy who shoots people and then feel bad. It's really good. And then he was also in that movie where he took the pill and got smart and it gave him superpowers. I really enjoyed it.
Superpowers.
I'm probably the baddest man alive, though. I can't believe that I'm an IP man. Like, what happened? Why?
Wait, hey, Mike, you ever think about joining the Super Friends?
Super Friends?
Yeah.
What? Why?
You can hang out with Superman.
With Apache Chief?
Yes. Black Lightning?
Black Vulcan?
Samurai?
See, I didn't really know why his name was Black Vulcan, because that's like Star Trek.
What about, would you like Static Shock?
No. I don't know if you know this about me, but I don't really like African Americans. I don't. I feel like I'm secretly a wealthy.
I'm trying to throw you a curveball by naming people.
Yeah, I feel like I'm really like I'm like Donald Trump, I think. I'm like really a wealthy white man is into this African American
with
person's
a tattoo.
body. Yeah. That's like my map to my Caucasian side.
Okay.
So yeah. I'm gonna go now.
All right,
but
please.
you guys should watch. IP Man 3 because it's good. It's me and I do karate.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I don't know karate, but I know karate.
I know
right?
rapey.
Isn't that how that works? That's a joke. I don't know karates, but I know karates. That's it. See, I thought that it was gonna be a movie about me doing stretches and exercises on a large inflatable ball.
Oh my god!
Because they called me and they said that I'm gonna do Pilates. I was like, Pilates, and they're like, no, Pilates. So I don't know.
All
It's
right.
nuts. See you later, everybody.
See you, Mike. See you, Iron Mike.
See you, Mike.
Oh, that was weird.
Punch Out was a good game.
Yeah.
Hey, was that Mike Tyson that just went by?
Yeah.
Weird.
Did he not punch you?
No.
Oh, that was weird.
He knows Saudo Popimski told him not to fuck with me.
Soda Popinski. All right, let's hear from Nick again. This may be a follow-up to the Green Inferno.
Hey guys, Nick here again, and I can't believe I forgot this, but welcome back, Tiny. Glad to have you back. Can't wait to hear your reviews. Thanks, guys. Bye.
He's already gone.
He's gone now.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
And to round out the Nick Power Hour, one more.
I don't know.
Number 13, Dale and Tucker Must Die.
Must Die? Is that a remake or is it a sequel?
What's it called?
What do you call it? Dale Tucker? Dale Tucker must die. You mix like two movies.
How do you feel, Raven Shadow?
I misspoke. I felt I misspoke. I was under pressure.
Dale Tucker Must Die.
But you knew what I was talking about. I'm no Mike Tyson, but...
So in the chat room, Lost in Atlanta says, harsh. I like the current front man, Dynamo.
Thank you.
Ooh.
And then she says, Green Inferno equals good. And we have our boy Tim from South Korea.
Oh, snap.
Tim's hanging out. He says, did anyone notice that at the end of Green Inferno, jacked the ending of Ferox with the denial of everything happening?
I feel like it was like the name is Cannibal, like the name is from Cannibal Holocaust, but like I feel like it was Cannibal Ferox. Like that's what I was trying to say, and
That's
we're saying
the magic trick.
Saying to Chains on the way over, like it's not even like that's what it's a remake of. You know what I mean? Like if you're looking for like a compare, like that's like you know, everybody who is defending it is not a direct ripoff or remake of Cannibal Holocaust. They're forgetting that it's actually this other fucking movie.
What does Ferox mean?
Ferocious.
Ferocious. We figured that out a couple weeks ago.
Cannibal ferocious.
Cannibals are ferocious, right?
Well, you'd think so.
All right, one more voicemail. We haven't heard this from this person in a while. If this is who I think it is, Dynamo, you may want to listen. May want to listen up.
Well, hello, fellas.
Oh, shit.
It's been a
Come
while.
on.
I think the last time I talked to you, I was doing about 115 mile an hour down the freeway in the opposite direction of the penitentiary, giving the pursuing cops the whatnot. But I'm here to let you know everything's good and fine. As a matter of fact, I'd say they was better than before. Hell, we even got this new hideout inside a nightclub. Damn, boys, it's fancy as fuck up in here. I tell you, I feel like Harry Hamlin or some shit right now.
There you go, Perseus.
Anyway, I just wanted to say, I did read where you guys got some high praise from one of them blog thingies saying you were like the top 10 horror podcast by a man with a peg leg, a speech impediment, and keeps dwarfs under his desk for oral satisfaction in the northeast quadrant of the Tri-County area of the town of who could give a polished possum pussy. But I figured I'd let you in on a little something shifty we done. See, your listeners might be wondering why you ain't heard Tiny Wight on the radio in a while. Well, you can thank us. Yeah, that's right. Look right over here. I'm going to take you back here behind the bar. Look in this here freezer. See? Old Tiny Wight's been frozen in suspended animation for a while as we await exactly what plans we
thought he was
got
on
for
hold.
the boy. I tell you what, though, there's one thing now I can say that me and Dynamo have in common. We've both seen Tiny Wight naked, and we know why they call him Tiny Wight. He tried to claim
That's
it
not
was
funny,
just
that's
cold
not
in there, but we know. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna give you and your listeners a chance, and believe me, we know who your listeners are. That's right. We have some technology that's allowing us to peek around on the internet, so we know what's going on. Take, for instance, that fella Patrick Rahal. I kind of dig this boy because I think he's a cannibal walking around with that shellacked vagina chin strap he's got on all his photographs. Nice pink, though.
Oh.
And Michael Ledger, man. Usually a distinguished gentleman as himself has some salt and pepper hair, I get it. But this man looks like he got stuck as a fluffer at a bukkake film. Oh, and let's not forget the sexy librarian.
Oh,
See,
no.
there's an R in that word. Anyway, we hadn't heard from her for a while. Maybe somebody should go check Dynamo's trunk. And by the way, what the hell is going on with Monster Zero's hair? Looks like Sideshow Bob fucked a chia pet and had a goddamn ass baby. I was thinking you might want to get that big, tall, hairy, Jewy, sassy, quatchy Wolfenstein there on the air, beg for some more money. Maybe you'll be able to afford a respirator for Raven Shadow if he lives another 2 years. Or maybe you get enough Prel and shellac to make that beard a nice flock of seagulls comb over on Dynamo. I tell you what, I noticed you guys were attempting to sell some stuff. I like the design of the Raven Shadow shirt. I thought that was classy. However, I do have a couple of questions before I order. I want to know, does the shirt come pre-smoked? Am I going to smell like an ash can when I put it on, or do I have to rub something into it to activate? Just let us know. And secondly, I see it's 2 colors. So what I'm wondering, did somebody forget to take off Dynamo's goggles before they proofread this fucking thing? Or if you order the red and white version, does it convert into some Raven Shadow embossed clan hood? Whoa! They love him, man. Anyway, I'm not going to be an asshole. You guys are here. You're welcome to come by and have a drink on the house. You know, as I said, I employed some boys from the yard out at the prison there, so you can meet one of my buddies, Bill. Oh, Bill here, man, he's one of the best bartenders we ever had, man. He's entertaining as hell, funny, great fella to talk to, and the girls can't resist him for some reason. I tell you what, man, he's got some notches on his belt. Get these boys anything they want if they swing by there, Bill, all right? I would like to give to you my special cosmopolitan. If you do, we can play hide the pudding pop. Yeah, old Bill and Dynamo, they're gonna have a night. They saying you're real soon.
Wow. Dynamo took his headphones off and he almost threw up.
We shouldn't go there.
Oh my God.
We just said Monster Zero there.
Wow. You right, Dynamo? What was that last bit?
They swing by there, Bill, all right? I would like to give to you my special cosmopolitan. If you do, we can play hide the pudding pop. Yeah, old Bill and Dynamo, they're gonna have a night. They saying you're real soon.
Cosmopolitan.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna give myself one of those tonight.
Wow.
Did you say cosmopolitan?
Yes. Why are you laughing? It doesn't sound fun for you. Oh man. Lawson Atlanta says, you know what we haven't talked about? Jason Momoa.
Word.
You know what we're not going to talk about?
She says he's a good-looking man.
He's a fucking great-looking man.
Nicholas says Dynamo should do a Mike Tyson Danzig show.
What would I have to do with either of those programs?
Yeah.
I can't get in.
Yeah.
Can you get them both on the show?
No, I'm not sure.
Is that what he means?
The good part is, what won't be allowed is any tweezers.
All right, that's it for voicemails, but we do have a couple email. Where'd they go?
Ooh.
All right, so we heard from Charlie O. We haven't heard from Charlie O in a long time. It's been probably a few months, but thank you for taking the time, Charlie O. Charlie O says, subject, Trick or Treat Radio is on my list. Hey, Trick or Treat Radio guys, few things I wanted to say. Number one, last week's episode was fantastic. What are you laughing at? What the fuck? What are you laughing at? Oh, yeah, that's been up on the fib. So Charlie O says, last week's episode was fantastic. Best episode yet. and that's saying a lot. I love the top 13 horror movies of the 21st century lists, even if Raven Shadow's list was pretty much worthless. But I'm with you on Freddy versus Jason, brother.
There you go, my man.
Plus, I always love it when Monster Zero and Homo D go at it like the couple of little bitches they are.
He's fucking smart.
Number 2, Tiny is back. Yes. Tiny, you better actually be there, you son of a bitch, and be there for good. The world needs you. I need you. Never leave me again. Wow. Charlie O is all about Tiny. Number 3, I've been singing "'Cause the mist is on my list" all week at work. My coworkers look at me like I'm a fucking idiot. Thanks for that, Homo D. Keep up the good work, guys. You are the best. That was a big hit, apparently.
I think it's Handsome D, right? That's what everybody's trying to say?
Yeah, we're just missaying it. Awesome. Thank you, Charlie O. We really appreciate it. He's saying that it was the best episode yet.
Wow.
It's pretty...
I'm not like a fine episode. But...
Yeah, it was. All right. Now we also have one more voicemail. One more email, I should say. This is from a new listener. Subject is new listener. And he actually, or she, I don't know, they popped in chat room earlier. Message is, hello, trick-or-treaters. Since I liked Mars so much on Talk Without Rhythm and Cult of Muscle, thought I should give this show a shot. Holy shit. Cannibal Holocaust, oh my, Mars was spot on. Listening to him talk to Stephanie about Green Inferno was like listening to someone who lives near Boston or New York with all that delicious Italian food try to explain to a Midwesterner why Olive Garden is not good.
Some confusion?
Monster Zero had a point regarding the nudity in the film. The Jungle Cannibal film has a history of showing lots of cock. Green Inferno really needed some good violence against dicks. And if you had those adorable jungle kids kill and eat an animal, it would have raised the stakes. It's a mean feat. It's a mean feat that Stephanie upstaged MZ with her no simulated animal violence, people suck, kill them nonsense. Is she familiar with nature and how awfully brutal it is? And she complains about the out-of-touch armchair activists in Green Inferno.
The ixnay on the she'll find you.
This would be funny if it wasn't so annoying.
Oh, snap.
Oof. Sorry, had to get that venom out. So I listened to 3 episodes and you're begging for money. I'll keep listening. Keep up the good work and fun show. You are an interesting group, but all this talk of hunting and destroying monsters makes me very uncomfortable. Since we're all using goofy names, call me the Oily Maniac.
Ooh.
All right. Thank you, Oily Maniac. We really appreciate you writing in.
You got a checkbook?
Taking the time. You got a checkbook. We appreciate you taking the time to write in. It is most appreciated. That, I think it's going to do it. Let me file. I file all feedback, by the way. I keep all of it, just in case I ever want to, feel good about myself or bad.
You suck, shit.
Yeah, exactly. You suck, piece of shit. I eat little pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
All right. And, Lost in Atlanta says, I'd love to have a real chat about that.
Oh, she's
Ooh,
pissed.
You got to find her.
That means she wants to kill you.
All right. Let's see if we have any tweets. I don't know that we do.
Once again, big ups Pantaphobe. It was good seeing you.
Just me. I think all the tweets are me.
Let's see. Because the mist is on my list. Our boy Neck, Steven Scarlatta, he tweeted out and says, I'm so happy to see the Deadites, Trick or Treat Radio, and Killer POV on this list. That was the Blumhouse list that we're on.
Is that Blumhouse?
Blumhouse. Blum. Why are you so glum, Raven Shadow?
Some functioning alcoholic.
Well, I don't know about that. One of those words isn't right. We also heard from our buddy Jeremy Slay Goth. He says, "Oh shit, fellas, I'm not listening right now or watching, but I'm there in spirit." Oh, you know what? I forgot to play the music. Oh well, we'll play it next time. That's it for tweets, though. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to write in, whether you did a voicemail, you wrote an email, you tweeted at us. We really appreciate it. Because means you like us.
Yeah.
Maybe. We appreciate it. Dynamo, you've been a busy boy here getting people to like the Trick or Treat Radio page, too. Or at least it looks that way.
Good talk.
Yeah, I do my best.
Yep. So we have a lot of new folks on the Trick or Treat Radio page. That's nice to see. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it. Next week, we are doing the Wednesday Night Wars. Should be a lot of fun. We don't know what film we're doing yet. We will find out soon. And we're going to do a wrestling-related film, and we're also going to review a wrestling show. So we got our work cut out for us, Dynamo. We have to watch 4 films, and if the other guys want to be on OTC, they have to watch 4 films as well.
Jesus fucking Christ!
You don't have to be on OTC.
I gotta leave them a happy 400th episode voice.
Yeah, but 7 episodes too late.
I know, I might do it. Maybe I'll call in when they're on.
Lost in Atlanta says, "I'm not pissed," as if Raven Shadow would know what I mean.
I'm fucking trying to put her over, and she's busting my fucking balls. I was trying to like.
She doesn't need you to put her over.
Oh, that's fine. I'll put her under.
It's
the water wings in the back.
Sort of like booking you, huh? Hey. Like I'm trying to put you over and you're busting my balls.
Yeah, you're still giving him shit, even though you were the champ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you give the booker shit when you get made the champ?
I had no problem with you, Johnny.
Why do you have a problem with him?
He should be pissed. He was the champ, and he got fucking put with an enhancement guy and tag team.
If anyone should be pissed, it's me.
It should be him.
I was a fucking champ, and I went down to fucking mid card.
Yeah, well, I was the guy fucking in fucking 4 corner matches with Jack Ketchum, Damon Hellstrom, and Monster Zero. So like,
what the match?
Yeah, so no, I was taking one for. It was like everybody who I don't want to hurt someone else will be in a match with me.
Remember the guy who jumped at the house that lost the match?
Yeah,
that was weird.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do that.
Right.
He knew the outcome. He wanted to do that.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have done that.
It's not up to us.
And anyway,
you
he
can't
would have
control
had
him. He's a crazy motherfucker.
I fucking
anyway,
tried.
he would have had to like drag the person that he did that to, that remained nameless, all the way to the ring and pin him. Can't pin him away over there.
Well, if we had a bigger ring.
Just saying.
Sorry.
That stuff may all end up on Patreon if you're not careful, folks.
All right, fucking Winnie the Pooh.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Trick or Treat Radio. Raven Shadow, do you have any final thoughts?
No, I'm fucking hungry.
I am too. You want to go get some golden pie?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I can't, I won't repeat that, but Wiley says she's not pissed.
Well, no, because I said that she wasn't pissed.
Yeah, but then she said more that I don't think.
No,
I'm supposed to say.
by not saying she's pissed, it means she's pissed.
All right, well, I'm pissed, so we haven't ended the show yet. That was a fucking great show. We reviewed Bone Tomahawk. We had Tiny on. We talked to Brian Paulin. Man, that was fun.
Yeah, Month
Fun
Zero
time.
left.
I wish all the shows could be like
Month
that.
Zero left. Next week, like I said, we're going to team up with Outside the Cinema. They're going to be on our show. We're going to be on their show, doing that whole cross-pollinization. And hopefully then, let me take one more quick look at the giveaway here and see where we're at. I think we named a bunch of stuff for the major giveaway. We're getting close to the $500 range.
Jesus Christ!
So I think we're just under 400. So I think we're about 3 something if my math is right. I'll add it up after the show. But
thank you.
Yes, seriously, thank you guys. That was a huge push, and we have till the end of the year. So buy your raffle tickets, buy your merch, buy your digital downloads.
Yeah. Fuck your Secret Santa.
Every dollar you spend, buy your friends fucking raffle tickets.
Oh snap!
Seriously, imagine if you won this fucking raffle. You could get that could be presents for a year, right?
Oh man.
We're seriously, there's going to be some cool stuff in here. I can't wait to tell you about some of the other stuff. So hopefully we can get there very shortly. And if we can get a new computer out of this deal and maybe some new equipment, man, we'd be in good shape. No, not snow tires. All right, Dynamo, any final thoughts or you want to just take us out?
No.
All right, go for it.
Remember, children, wherever you go, there you are.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Trick or Treat Radio episode 172. We really appreciate everyone's fucking love and support. Way more than we deserve. So thank you so much. Join us next week. We're going to team up with Outside the Cinema. It's going to be a fun show. We're going to talk about some wrestling. See ya.